officially live, and currently the room is locked, my brother.
Nice.
All right.
Good.
Playing with Strangers. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Playing with
Welcome.
Strangers. If you don't know me, my name is Frankie Hovers of the world famous Flying Junkies, and I am joined today by Jace Monarch of J-Mon Boom. Jason, what's good, my brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great, especially now that we got this thing popping off. We finally got, I guess, our officially titled debut going on. We've planned, or Frank has done a great job with planning and putting something together on his end, especially on the technology side, with XSplit and a few other things to make this show really interesting. We're going to be able to present a whole lot of stuff and really have a great discussion. So I'm really eager. Plus, I'm going to be able to screen share if ever needed. But yeah, this is enticing. I want to keep this going. We've been talking about this for a hot minute, and man, this is probably the fastest we ever jumped on board with something, right?
I know. Sometimes, that's what it's funny that you say that, because today's show kind of touches on what you're talking about kind of being fast about things, there's a point where you realize life is short, so you have to move quickly. Like, you can't worry about, my lipstick is sideways, you just got to go on stage and dance,
Right.
So this is kind of our answer to that. This is kind of and man, my good Jason, can I say something, my brother? You looking mighty sexy tonight, bro. I'm serious.
With my faded ass Walmart tank top. It's got a cat on that bitch in my hat.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that tank top, that's a lady killer tank top right there. You walk up and down.
Check out the pasty skin.
Yeah.
I'm neglecting that Florida sun. That what do you call that? What do you call it? Grizzly Adam Burberry look going on right now, right? I need a clip. That's what I need, bro. Thank you.
You and me both, bro. Grizzly Adams. End of quarantine here. This is the end of phase 1, quarantine 1. So yeah. I think I'm gonna do beard dreadlocks or something. I don't know. We'll see.
I think I need Just for Men 3.0. This shit is looking at me.
3.0. It's made with Vanta black. It comes in space, All right, my brother. So here's what we're gonna do. I don't know what you have within your immediate reach, but I'm gonna hold the toast up real quick before we set this show off. And whatever you got, it could be a pencil, it could be a Twinkie. I don't care, man.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go, brother. This toast is to you. There it is.
There you go.
By your mommy.
Brought to you by. Cheers.
Right.
There you go. All right. God, you're killing me with that, man. Damn. I can't wait till December, son.
That's okay. That's okay. We're gonna get you some low-calorie version, and we'll see. Just because we got to keep you looking sexy and slim. You know what I'm saying? So
thank you.
Then you got to go for the chaser.
There you go.
All right, boom. Let's get this started, my friend.
All right.
The weekend is upon us. It is upon us. Today is a wonderful day.
Friday.
Again, I'm truly blessed to have you here with me, Jay, man. Today's show is about motivation. You and I, we talked about this about a week or two back, but the thing is that I'm going to take the perspective of motivation, but what kills motivation. So today's show is about motivation or lack thereof. Okay? So here we go. I wrote a little blurb here. I'm going to read it out to you. This was kind of a toilet bowl blurb. I just sit there and kind of write. I just let's see, this sounds good, So here we go. I'm going to spit my little knowledge here, which is not much. It's a fraction of a whatever, but I'm going to spit it out, give you my 2 cents on it, and then I'm going to hop into a little presentation I made about persistence. Okay? All right, here we go. What is motivation? I don't want to talk about what motivates us to start. Let's talk about what motivates us to stop. Let's talk about burnout, creative fatigue, and regret. You see, so think about it like this, right? Maybe you started a business and it's never made money. Maybe your product is not reaching its intended audience. I think we've all encountered this in recent times, right? Maybe it's an outside force robbing you of motivation, like an unsupportive spouse or a jealous friend. That's an interesting one, right? Okay. Maybe it's your health causing your body to break down and you just couldn't carry on. Or maybe you just didn't have the resources to begin in the first place. Okay, so this is my little blurb there. So I guess my hopes are that by us sharing our experiences, we can come up with solutions to this problem. You know what I mean? And we all suffer it. We're all human. You know, we all suffer this. We get started on something, and then either halfway through or right at the end of our journey, we kind of flatline out and quit and give up, you know? So I wanted to touch on that, man.
Right.
What do you think? I mean, anything you could throw in real quick on that? Anything you can?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I just, you know me, man. I'm a listener. I take in the information before I go jumping in. I never like cutting anyone off, especially when they're on something that's I'm totally feeling. Everything that you touched on, been through. So that right there, there was 2 or 3 that really chimed in with me.
Yeah.
And talking about motivation, you know, the stuff that stops you, that's something that I'm really trying to get critical on myself about right now, just and trying to motivate myself in the opposite direction. Because let's face it, I mean, I know that my friends, my peers, my family, they've seen me throughout the years try to get something started, but it's been difficult for me. I've in the past, I've gotten in my own way. It worked out differently this year, and still this year was one of the examples that you went through, or that you explained. So let's tap on burnout. I'm familiar.
Okay.
So.
All right, I'm with that. Yeah, I'm very familiar with the burnout, my friend. Very.
Dude, it's a hard one, you know, because when I know for me, I got to get used to talking to this instead of saying, you know, when you, I got to speak for myself. So when I go through burnout, there's a number of reasons that may happen. And I've kind of discovered a huge one here recently, but burnout could be maybe going into uncharted territory, unfamiliar territory, or doing something brand new. And instead of, like for me, mastering in order to get efficient at it, I get so excited. I'm like, yo, I'm going to do this shit right now. I'm going to be all over it. And then I find myself putting myself in a very difficult position of, yeah, I'm a good artist. But if I'm learning how to use, for example, software, as I'm trying to produce something, I'm creating all kinds of elemental problems there for me that's going to contribute to that burnout.
You know, it's funny you say that. Let me, if you don't mind, I'm going to interject real quick. Earlier today, you know, and this kind of goes back more than a week, but I've been troubleshooting the studio, trying to get this area ready. You know, I've got a few different areas here, the recording areas back there, a little drone repair shop on the side. But over the week, we've been kind of playing around with different software. You know, you and I have been throwing ideas back at each other. This can do this, this can do that. You know, here, try this plugin. And I decided to throw OBS Studio on the computer today. But here's the problem. This is where you get that kind of burnout situation, you know. So I'm currently using XSplit right now. For anybody out there that knows what that is, it's a streaming, it's a platform that allows you to stream from your web cameras and everything while throwing overlays on the video. A lot like a broadcast studio, you know, we can put little overlay titles over the video, share websites, things like that. But I threw OBS Studio because everyone's like OBS, you know. And the problem I had was that I threw it on at the last minute. So I had literally 1 hour before this broadcast went live to install it, learn it, and hope to use it for tonight's broadcast. And that quickly just rapidly threw me into descent. And it's kind of what you talked about, where you enter this thing thinking, I got this. This is the tool, a paintbrush, a paint. I'm going to make the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And you get to the drawing board and you're like, what do I paint? You know, I didn't even think about paint. What the fuck am I going to paint? You know? So I hit that burnout moment where my buddy's here with me. We're hanging out. We're trying to have a Friday night, you know, bros, you know, session. And I'm just sitting there, just stressed. I'm stressed. I'm just shaking like, hey, this will never work, you know? And it just hit me. I was like, you know what? I got to think quick and dirty right now. I got to use the tools that I have available to me. So I went back over to XSplit, pulled it up, ran through the session here, hit you up. Let's do this, you know. We did our little prayer before we came into the session and got it rocking, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
Check this out. With that being said, I'm going to hop into my little presentation here, if you don't mind. I got a little something to kind of touch on, you know, burnout, to kind of touch on quitters, to touch on being persistent even when you're shut down over and over and over again. You understand what I'm saying? So I wanted to go on this journey with you, my brother, because if anybody I know that perseveres better than anybody I know, it's Jay Ortiz. For those who are just tuning in and have no idea who we are, let me get the live stream up, by the way. We are buddies from high school. We went to high school together. And we just became really close friends, like really close friends. We've shared so many things with each other. Oh, it looks like we got some love in the chat over here. Let me kill this. Yep, big Mendez, Lenny Mendez in the house. Len Dog, Lenny the Penny holding it down. You know Lenny, right? Yeah. So, anyways, wanted to give some shout outs. It looks like a big shout out to Leo Mendez, the next mayor of Puerto Rico. All right. All right, so here we go. All right, so we got Mendez. We got too many Dezes in this place. But anyways, back to what I was saying, man. I'm going to jump in. Let me just go in the spirit of motivation. Let's just get the presentation rocking. All right, we're going to do this here. So if you guys don't mind, real quick, I'm going to switch my camera up. My beautiful face is going to evaporate, and a PowerPoint presentation is going to bless you.
Don't leave me.
In the crotchular area. Just kidding. All right. So here we go. I'm going to try to flip over to the handy dandy software tools that we are provided by today's technology gods. And I am going to slowly figure out how to release the beast, as they say. Okay. Here we go, guys. All right, Jay, let me know if you can see that.
Got you. I see it.
You seeing that? Okay, yo, everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat. I'm about to do a shot for you guys real quick. There it is. You see it, you see it, you see it. Never give up. You can't see this, but I am pouring myself a shot. Okay?
There you go.
Right,
throw one back for me, son.
I'm throwing one back for you, my friend. All right, so here we go.
Doing that.
The next few minutes you're going to spend with me are going to be the most amazing moments of your life, okay? Because these are examples of people who were faced with adversity but remained persistent and somehow became successful.
Ooh.
Okay?
Enlightened.
As it says, never give up because persistence pays. All right, so let's talk about persistence. You ready, Jay?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time. Did you know MJ was kicked from his high school basketball team? Let that sink in. The greatest basketball player of all time was kicked from the team. I think we all know MJ is now a success, not only on the basketball court, but in the fashion world also. When you think about it, he has a Nike shoe deal, a clothing line, and a cologne named after him. And let's not forget, you may remember, I don't know, is this early 2000s or late 90s, those sexually charged Hanes commercials.
Right. Damn, I forgot all about that shit, right.
He would be on an airplane. In my face. Right. And some girl would be like, are those Hanes you're wearing? And he'd be like, oh, yes, they are, man. You know, like they were sexually charged, right? So you could argue that the man is a fashion icon at this point, right? Okay. So here's a guy who was kicked off the basketball team and has become a fashion icon. The world's greatest basketball player, in my opinion. All right. So I found this quote online and it was so inspirational. He says, I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and this is why I succeed. All right, can we give it up for Michael Jackson? Michael Jordan holding it down. You know he got picked on as a kid. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just, it's one of these things about persistence, So that's a simple example. That's an example of young, you have a dream, you want to be something in life, and Even though you've been shut down every single time, you continue to push on. It's all about persistence, right? So let's talk about it. Walt Disney. This aspiring animator failed 21 times before his animation studio would change the world, my friend. Okay, 21 times, all right? That's 21 attempts.
That's crazy.
And 21 failures. All right, here's some facts about the man. Here's some facts. Disney was fired as a young man from his newspaper job for a lack of good ideas. Okay?
The man that got Disney World or land off the ground, right? Like, just like, right. Dude, they own half, if not, they might as well own all of Orlando. Anytime you say Orlando, the first thing you think, big ears, Disney, Mouseketeer, all that shit. And he got fired, bro. That's crazy.
That's nuts, right? So here we go. You ready? He started his first animation company in 1921, but then went bankrupt. Okay?
That's fucking
cool. The man got no money. He's failed 21 times, and he ended up eating dog food to survive.
Ooh.
The man that created the Seven Dwarves, Mickey Mouse, and multiple theme parks that have taken over the entire world, you could argue, okay? Talk about persistence, all right? Talk about persistence. But, you know, the thing about his story is that he followed the dream. He never really swayed from the original plan. You have to start a plan and stick to it, you know?
Right.
So what happens when you quit, right? Because those guys, they didn't quit. But what happens when you quit? Well, every person on earth has the opportunity to quit. The word quit is perceived as negative. But if we change our mind state to think quitting is an opportunity, then we can easily find the positivity. We all have a story of quitting and then finding the bigger, better deal. Other times we quit and take a few steps backwards. The moral of the story is, don't be afraid to quit. Just be ready to start over. Be prepared to fail.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of quitters, this man is one of the greatest quitters of all time. He resigned as president of the United States. And I put this here more because of the quote than anything else. It was impactful coming from a guy that's kind of like he's almost like the retro Donald Trump, you know? All right, so here we go. Defeat doesn't finish a man. Quitting does. A man is not finished when he's defeated. He's finished when he quits.
That's something to chew on right there. That is something huge to chew on. As they lifted his ass away from the White House in that chapter.
Right. Here we go. The greatest quitter of all time has the greatest quote about quitting, you know?
True.
These are people who are experts in their field. All right? Here we go. Zappos. You've all heard of the online shoe store Zappos. Well, here this was amazing to me because it kind of touches on how you have to recognize quitters early on. The online shoe company Zappos famously offered new employees $1,000 to quit. They believe that this system works because it's an incentive for those who might be having doubts to leave. Zappos believes that after training, if an employee isn't excited to work for the company, it's cheaper in the long run to cut them loose right away. What are your thoughts on that, Jay?
Wow.
Think about that. Like you're saying to yourself, do I keep a person for 1 year, then fire them because they were no good? Or do I offer them $1,000 to go, look, if this ain't working out for you, just leave us?
Right. I mean, I commend that action, that state of mind. I mean, is the word humane really good? But then again, there's an act of encouragement there.
Wait,
you know what I mean?
So you see this as inhumane?
No. I'm saying humane, not inhumane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. All right. So anyway, it's humane. It's like, okay, so you don't fit the bill, right? Whatever. You feel that you don't fit the bill. your actions aren't really speaking what we thought we heard in the beginning when we brought you on board, you know, and then you throw that $1,000. It's an incentive. Like, I don't know, if I was that person, I'd be like, this dude just whipped out his wallet for a cool $1,000 for me to leave.
Yeah.
What the fuck do I get if I stay?
Right. Okay. That's a good question. That is a good question. You know what? And I'll tell you what, if a company is willing to pay you $1,000 to leave, they probably have some good incentives to stay.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we can look at the screen now and see, look at his office, man. He's got Biggie Smalls on a pillar. You know, people look like they're decorating their cubicle.
Fucking party back there. Where the hell where am I at? No, bro, I want to be.
Exactly.
You know, they got shots in the back.
Yo, you got to, I mean, come on. Huh? Like, if anything, you and I, we've talked a long time about starting our own things, you know, and if anything, this is probably a blueprint for one of the floors I'd have in a building of my own creation. I'd want a floor that was super fucking exciting, that employees were happy to be at, you know, and they thought of work as a party. It may not work for the entire company, so that's why I said a floor.
Right. You know, I mean, that's the thing. In what you're describing right there, I mean, that's an incentive on its own. Because like you know how it is, man. When you go somewhere and you're like, we're a success, and then you walk in and it's like, oh shit, it feels like cold death in this motherfucker. Everyone's all quiet, hunched over, white walls and whatever. Everything's so bright and drab. Your pupils are freaking bleeding from the brightness of all of the yellow lights, and you're like, oh god, I don't know if I can do this. But when you walk into that room, that's soul. That's so much soul going on there. You know what I mean? First of all, who kicked it off? Second of all, look at the people that are in the background, and you know they look content. You know, you can't see their faces, but you know that room didn't start off that way. There was a lot of contribution to get that room to where it's at right now. Right. You know, it's a lot of soul. They're jamming in there, and that's great. You know what I mean? Because that right there, like you said, we always talked about how we would want to start something, and every time that you and I talked about what we wanted to start, it was always towards entertainment and fun, whether it was what we were offering to clients, customers, listeners, whatever it is, or if not, yo, man, if I had people underneath me, this is what I would do with them. And it was a lot of appreciation, a lot of fun shit. So this is great job, man. I really like this slide. It speaks volumes to, I wish companies really all valued people this way, because we all have that 9 to 5. Huh?
No, I had a little glitch there. Screen froze up. I think you and I are dropping so much knowledge on the people that the Matrix is picking up on it. You know, Zuckerberg's army. You know, they're kind of going, hey, yeah.
No Biggie Smalls on the wall.
Too much for free. Yeah, you know, you got to think, like, they have pay advertisers on here that give out the same thing for a fee. So, you know, it is what it is. But either way, all right. So moving on. Here we go. You ready? I got you, brother. I got you. I'm about to bless you.
Great slide.
I'm about to bless you with one of the greatest icons of all time.
Oprah. No, I'm just kidding.
Tony Montana. You may remember the movie Scarface. One of the most impactful moments in the movie is when his girl, Elvira, says, "Nothing exceeds like excess." It's an important moment in the movie, signaling the downfall of the main character, Tony Montana. So you have the main character stealing a girl, then rising to the top, his girl recognizing his faults and downfalls, that he's really just selfish. And she says to him, "Tony, nothing exceeds like excess." And then at that point in the movie, his character falls. Mm-hmm. Right? Okay, so it's an important, it's an important lesson, because as you and I, as creators, and and as people who start businesses, as entrepreneurs, we tend to exceed in excess, and that could be our downfall. Sometimes you got to kind of curve back, like what we did for this show. We could have sat here and been real picky and be like, we need $500 software. I need everything to come out perfectly. I want my skin tone to be beautiful. you know, I want fairy dust and midgets to come and, you know, rub my back, you know. Right? We could have been that way about it. So you know, I don't know.
No,
It's gotta be quick and dirty.
Let me piggyback off this, right?
Sure.
So this is kind of what we talked about, what I was feeling with my Jamon Boom, right? So there's a lot of health, a lot of medical stuff that goes with this, which, you know, I'll talk about here in a moment, because that's something that you did describe here earlier as being something that's part of this problem, right? And what it was for me is that I had all, like, where my mind was with everything was great, but was great for someone that was just for people, not just one person. So the excessiveness, it was like, I'm going to build a website and it's going to be monumental and I'm going to do photographs and then this did and like all this kind of crazy average. So I never really even, like, when I stood back, and sometimes you just got to scope out, really not even sometimes, you always have to scope out regularly, because when you get deep in there, like I kind of equate it to being like when you're looking at maps, right? Let's just say maps, you're going in there and you scope in and then boom, you know, you see this little figure there on the block. Well, you really don't know the dangers of what's going on in the outer vicinity of things that could be coming down the way. There could be a drunk driver. There could be a rabid dog. There could be a motherfucking hurricane or some crazy shit that's coming out. You're never going to know until you scope out beyond that you know, corner on the block. And then, you know, you see what's going on in the city. And then of course you move out to the county and then the state. What happened with me was when I scoped out, I was like, holy shit, you know, I'm not really creating much. Why? Because I wanted to do everything so flashy like Tony Montana that I wound up.
That was good.
Hey, you know what I mean? Take us to sanitation. Tony, take us to sanitation. But like, I had to sanitize, bro. I had to clean that shit up, man. It was a mess on aisle 14. I was like, fuck. I wanted to just create. And I wound up doing, instead of the task of maybe 1 or 2, 3 different people, I put on so many fucking hats you couldn't even see my head. So I love this slide because it speaks volumes to me. And what I was going to say really quickly just about the health aspect is that maybe I would have been able to carry on. But when my health started to kick in as a factor, a huge factor, that's when this thing that you see before us really spoke the loudest. It was too much excess. It was excessiveness for the time and the state that I was in.
Wow, okay. That was deep, brother. Thank you for sharing that. That was deep, man. Mm-hmm. Props to you, my brother. I know you've been going through your struggles this year, you know, but again, this is about the whole persistence paying off thing. And I think a guy like you, if you remain persistent, it's going to pay off. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and hey, you know, not for nothing, you can't give it up for this. Look at Tony, bro. Look at him. Look at the goal. Look at the goal. Like, come on, man. You know, even if you could do that for a week, you know.
Whose world is this? Bad, right? Look back, like, yo, that's bad, bitch.
Check this out, Jay. Going back to what you were saying earlier, man. You know, with your health and everything like that. You know, big up to all the people tuning in right now. Everybody in the chat room. Leave me a little message in the chat. I promise you, I'll get back to it. You know, give me a shout out in the chat. Let me know you're there. Let me know you can hear us clearly. Let me know if this is vibing with you guys. But here's the thing. You touched on mental health earlier. You know, you touched on health in general. You know, but just now you kind of touched on like health and mental health kind of balled into one. So I just want to give everybody out there tuning in a little message. This is from me and Jay here at Playing with Strangers. We want you guys to reach out tonight. Reach out to your loved ones. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to your family. Call, if you only call one person tonight, text one person tonight. Go thumb up a video they made. Share a post they made. You may save their life. Because even though people are sick in the hospital, you know, that's health. That's your body. But remember, the mind and the body are one. So if their mind if their body's going, their mind is going. They you know, your thumb up on a video, your share of a video, your, hey, how you doing? Hey, haven't heard from you in a long time. It could be years, you know. I hope anybody tuning into this right now, man, I know I sound crazy, but please just pick up your cell phone and just reach out to somebody. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna pick up my cell phone. I'm gonna load one person that I haven't talked to in months and years, whatever. I'm gonna load them into my chat and I'm gonna fucking send them a message tonight, because that's how true to my word I am. You know what I'm saying? So I just want everybody else to do that. There you go. I got somebody here. I'm not gonna say who it is, but I you know, only because that's personal. That's between me and them, and I don't want them to, you know, feel like you called me out, man. But so let me go through this, Jay, because Jason, I really want to get to your slide. I know you have a presentation you want to get to later here, and I don't want to hold up the whole show because this is not my show. This is our show. And
now, you can't bring up something that you know means a lot to me, and just expect to just glance over it. And I'm not going to take up much time.
Okay, my bad.
No, it's all good, man. I'm just saying, I got your back, bro. It's like when you run them deep, like it's like SWAT. You know, you're gonna go in there and you like back to back, like, yo, what's up, man? I got your back. So.
Get the battering ram.
Right. Like that one video, that one cat just slamming in that door for 20 minutes.
You know, ain't nothing happening. That's because those are those project doors, bro.
Oh, man. Serious, man. They know how to put them locks on that bitch, too, man.
Nah, those are project doors, my friend.
Fucking frame her off the chain. Nah, but that's really important. I mean, I'm not one that is – I'm a vulnerable human being. I don't mind sharing things. I used to be embarrassed about things, but I'm no longer embarrassed about things that I share in my personal life anymore, because I've learned here very recently, gradually through the last 2-3 years, but very recently, that it's important to share certain things, because you never know what words that you speak, like what you just did, can resonate with a human being. Maybe out of 10 people, wow, 7 of them are not feeling it, but those 3, you're like, damn, wow. When you say save their life, it's true.
Preach, my brother, preach.
I was like, Zoe, anyone that like my closest friends know me, Frank knows, and a few other people. I don't put it on blast, but I'm not one to hide. But I put myself through some mental and emotional group therapy here recently because of some health issues that I'm experiencing, right? So what I want to, just the point of me telling you about group therapy is that I just had a discussion tonight, and it was really about vulnerability. And vulnerability is huge to me. And what Frank just said, it resonates with me, because a lot of people are afraid of showing vulnerability. Get on the horn with someone, text message, whatever. Let somebody know that probably does not have a clue how important they are to you. And it doesn't matter what level you're trying to get that message, you know, how you're trying to get it across and at what level you're trying to get it. I'm like, just to be like, you know what, man, I was just sitting here and I'll just pick up my ass reading Time magazine. I love you, Bubba. And move on. That's all it takes. And you that right there could mean the world to someone. I know for someone like me who has dealt with a lot of bad shit through the years, and, you know, I've been working on myself going up. When I get some little tidbit like that, yo, teardrop, like, really, man, I mean that much to you, bro. I really do appreciate it.
Like, you know why that's amazing, Jay? Because it's a lot like when they tell you, you know, oh, you know, you need to vote or whatever, you know, it's your voice is amplified by a million, you know. You feel that way, that means a million people out there feel that way. Speaking of the people, hold up, wait, let's go over to the chat. Let's go over to the chat here.
Right.
Oh my God, bro. Wow, you got your little shout out in there? Yo, oh my God, Ben coming from high school?
Right.
In the back. We got some Lake Howell Hawks in the house. Big shout out to me. I live in holding it down. Ben goes way back. We rode the bus together. We acted like fools together on the bus. I love that dude, man. Diesta, my homegirl in the chat. Amen. Lift the people up, she says. Props to you. What else we got here?
We got Alex Gonzalez. Yo, Alex is in the house, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We used to wreck shop back in the day. we ain't saying but you know,
yeah, yeah. Oh, look, yo, I got one of my flying junkies families up in here holding it down. Mr. Zorro in the chat. Legendary Z in the place to be. That's my dude, man. I love that guy. I'm gonna tell you what, if anybody's tuning in right now, Zorro, he goes by Panos, right? That's his Facebook handle. Panos, okay? I think he's Greek. But he got the most amazing fucking YouTube channel you ever. And if you ever talk about quick, dirty, get it done, gotta make it happen now, that's the fucking guy to go to. Like, he is quick and dirty, surgical knife precision, but he's doing it in 30 seconds or less, knocks it out like that. True inspiration to me, man. I watched him come up, you know, and I love that dude, man. Big shout out to Miss C in the place to be. We got Natty C. Natty C, she said, this is an amazing topic, gentlemen. Jason, if you want to see the chat, man, just hop over to my page.
Oh no, I'm on there. I'm showing love. I'm dropping hearts and all kinds of shit.
There you go. So I just wanted to give those people a little love, man, for tuning in. You know, so we got to look out for the people, man. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys for watching and supporting.
All right, so Jay, I'm gonna move on with my slide here. Let's see. So we got Tony Montana. Nothing exceeds like excess. Got to give it up for the guy. I mean, you know, even though he was a villain, he was one of the greatest villains of all time, you know, and I think we all have a villain in us. You know, I think there's within our souls, we all have a villain, if that makes sense.
I would agree. I mean, I tell everybody we all have good and bad in us, but what really matters is what we choose to go with. It's kind of like that whole, remember that old Indian story about which wolf to feed more, right?
Right. Okay, wow, deep. All right, so here we go. So speaking about villains, we have Uber. So their CEO is named Travis Kalanick. And what can we say about him? Well, I worked for Uber for a couple years. I worked for Uber. I made some good money in their early days. They brought me on as a partner. They were trying to open up in cities across the U.S. This was not like now. Now Uber's just whatever. Uber, big deal. This was when they were just coming out. They were a brand new thing. You could make $1,000 a night. And let me tell you, I worked 3 nights a week. All right. So I was making enough money for the whole year. I mean, for the whole month. My bad, not year. For the whole month, you know, 3 nights. You know, but that was short lived. So here we go. So Travis Kalanick, to me, he's cocky. He's arrogant. And he ran his company like the mafia. You know, Travis Kalanick was known for paying off cities. Like, he would go to the commissioner and go, you don't want to let my guys ride their cars around town? How about $20,000 in your pocket?
Yep.
He was bribing people to keep his business running. Right? So you have to ask yourself, when a guy gets that desperate, you know, what is it? You know, like, if that didn't stop him from being pushed out of every company he ever started, you know, his cocky attitude, his brashness, his bribery, like, this dude broke all the rules and got pushed out of every company he ever started, which is why I included him in this, because a lot of people only know him for Uber, but they don't realize that the man has started company after company after company and failed. Uber was his success. Everything before that was a failure. Mr. Kalanick, there he is. Speaking of villains. Born and raised in Los Angeles, Kalanick dropped out of UCLA in 1998. Dropout. He dropped out of school to work full-time on his startup called Scour, which allowed people to virtually share music and media files. The company was sued and eventually filed for bankruptcy. Hello, Napster 2.0, right?
Right.
I started this shit and fucking failed. Right? So then he comes along and he makes the ride-hailing app Uber, which was first started in 2009. And since then, Uber has become a household name. According to the stats here, it looks like it's expanding its reach into multiple continents. Mm-hmm. So here's a person who quit school, failed at every bit, and I only mentioned one business here in this slide that I made. This man has 10 businesses that have failed. He started Uber, sold off out of Uber, and has started another company now. He's trying to rent kitchens, high-end kitchens, to people who want a chef because of COVID. So the man is a disruptor, right? So here is another example of how persistence pays off.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And that paid off big time for him. All right, here we go. This is one of my favorites right here. LL Cool J. LL Cool J is hard as hell. Remember, right? The mighty Mike Master. Long live the Kangol. Adidas, Boombox. I put a muscle, what do you say? I put a muscle bound man. I take a muscle bound man and put his face in the sand, he says, right? He has the most amazing quote here. This quote touches on self-sabotage, and it's kind of a reminder to stay humble. He says, arrogance stops you from making great decisions. Let that sink in. All right, you arrogant motherfuckers out there, because I know I'm one of them. You know, arrogance stops you from making great decisions. Okay, not it doesn't stop you from making decisions, because you're gonna make decisions as a cocky motherfucker. It stops you from making great.
Yeah, because there's a narrow-mindedness to that whole thing. You know what I mean? Because granted, we all want to be confident in our decisions and what we do, but I always viewed arrogance as being like, all right, you know, we've got a very narrow path going on in that mindset. And also, like I always talk about that, like mindscape. Once that arrogance kicks in, it's kind of like having tunnel vision or whatever. You know how like the horses that got those blinders.
Yeah, no, that's a great way to put it, bro.
There's right. It's a peripheral vision that becomes lost. And the thing is that, you know, everybody usually wants to help lead the blind if they need assistance. But with that type of blindness, nobody wants to deal with your fuck ass in the first place, right? A lot of people are probably like, you know, I'm staying away from that dude, because if I grab him by the hand and try to show him some, he's gonna slap that bitch out, you know, out the way, and he's gonna embarrass me. So, you know, that's just my personal take on it. You know, arrogance can cause that type of tunnel vision, and it can cause alienation, is the best way to put it.
You know what? I'm glad. You know what? You just reminded me, my brother. I have a clip here to play from Mr. Cool J himself. Let me see if I can pull that up here. All right, 1 second, brother. I'm gonna pull that up. I want you to hear this, because this is, you know, touching on what this whole show is about. You know, it's about. They ask LL, you know, what's your criteria for picking projects? And I think he kind of touches on like the plight of an artist and being true and real to yourself, and kind of what you and I have been talking about the whole show. You know, not to cut you off, brother, but I want you to hear this, because we only got so much time tonight.
Yeah, do you think?
Check it out. So check it out. Here we go. I'm gonna play this for you guys. Let me know if it's low. I'll crank it up a little bit, but I really think you need to pay close attention. This is an OG, right? This is a guy who started out in the hood with hip hop, made it large through Def Jam Records, Russell Simmons, then became a household name. LL Cool J has been in every movie you've ever seen. He's been in every TV show you watch. The man, you know, you could argue the man is multifaceted. He's not just a hip hop artist, right? So peep this. Let me know what you guys think of this. Listen to this real quick.
Strategy for your career doesn't mean that you can't have a strategic objective that you're trying to accomplish. Like, you guys have to show. I'm sure there are other things that you're thinking about, but you just don't.
Here we go. I'm sorry, guys. I got to play that from the beginning. We missed the intro there. Here we go.
In all types of movies, all types of roles. How do you pick a project? Well, first of all, I just think in life, you never limit yourself. You know, like, just don't limit yourself. It doesn't mean that you can't have a strategy for your career. It doesn't mean that you can't have a strategic objective that you're trying to accomplish. Like, you guys have to show. I'm sure there are other things that you're thinking about, but you just don't limit yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really have to see yourself and see growth and be willing to take risks. One of the things that comes with, you know, longevity and being in the game a long time is that you're gonna have wins and losses, and you're gonna have moments when people think you're ridiculous, and then moments when people love, and you're gonna have public missteps that, you know, and things happen. So you just keep going after what you believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think you can't. The other thing for me that's been really important is you just can't get arrogant. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, I'm not talking about confidence. You know, I'm very confident in who I am and what I do in terms as an artist and as a man. But I'm saying you can't get arrogant, because the arrogance really stops you from making great decisions, because you get in this mindset where you think you're invincible, and that's dangerous. Which doesn't mean that you shouldn't be confident. Does that make sense? So
that makes sense.
When I go after a role, or when I go after something, my thing is, is my instincts telling me to do it? Because I always follow my instincts. I follow my intuition, B. That's like the best tool in the toolbox. You know what I mean? Like follow your intuition. You know what I'm saying? Like, because people are always going to have something to say. People will always tell you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, because, you know, they got their own issues that they may be hiding behind. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta just be you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so that's how I move. Like, it doesn't matter to me what somebody else is doing. That doesn't even come into play. The only thing that's important is, do I believe in what I'm doing? Is this going to lift up the people around me? Is this going to lift me up? Is this on my agenda? Does this get me one step closer to my dream? If so, I'm in.
That's good advice right there, man.
No, word, for real.
That's OG advice.
That's true.
So I mean, you know, like you hear it from a person like that, and it just really, you know, it just really sets you back, because this person has been from the bottom to the top, you know. So, you know, you have to understand, like, this is a person that when he walks into a room, he's hip hop. He's not clean cut corporate America. You know, he is hip hop. So how does he, you know, supersede to the next level? So I took what he said. It hit me in the heart. You know, I don't know how you feel about it, but it hit me in the heart, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me wrap up my presentation, Mr. J. I got one more for you, man. I'm gonna throw one more in. I think I'm having fun with you, my brother. The show's going a little quicker than I thought it was, you know, so this is nice. So I'm gonna throw another one in on you, man.
Yeah.
It's all about having a plan. It's all about having a plan. All right, so let's see here. There it is. Sorry, guys. I spoiled it because I just showed you the end. It's all good. So do we have a plan? Right? Like we talked about this early in the week, you know, like even though we're being quick and dirty about it, we have a plan. We sat down, we wrote out timelines, we made an outline of the show, we threw ideas back and forth at each other, we laughed, we cried about it, you know, we struggled through it, you know, we struggled with motivation, we struggled with burnout, you know, and here we are now. So do we have a plan? And that's kind of the point of this whole show, is that we're trying to, you know, what motivates us, what kills motivation, but at the end of the day, you got to have a plan. You know, one thing I've been learning about, I've kind of been following the stock market lately and going down that tunnel. And when it comes to something like financial planning, you know, that last word means more than the first. You know, finances, financial planning. The last word is more important than the first. It should be planning financial. You know what I mean? Because it really is about planning. If you don't know how to plan for it, there's not a lot you're going to do. You're going to blow your money. You know? So, yeah, it's I don't know, you know. So do we have a plan, right? So there's a guy named Gary Tan, and he's a prominent Silicon Valley startup guy. He's created multiple companies, and he's known for this, that, and the third. There's a girl named Silicon Valley Girl who got to interview him. Now, I had been following the guy for a long time. Gary Tan has got some amazing, like, he gives you like insider tips on people who are doing startups. They come from nothing. They're trying to start something. And, you know, I found a little inspiration in what he had to say. But this one really got me, because it really touches on, like, you know what? I'm going to play it for you, and you tell me what you think. And then at the end, I'm going to give you my fucking hypothesis on it. How about that? All right, here we go. Let me know what you guys think.
Entrepreneurs, but they have so many kind of beginner questions, but yeah, exactly. Cool. Now let's talk a little about starting companies. I have a lot of people who want to become entrepreneurs, but they have so many kind of beginner questions, but sometimes I realize I have them myself, because we try to experiment with products at LinguaTrip, and we always try to decide which product should come first. So when I have multiple ideas, how do I decide where I start?
I guess picking the right problem is incredibly important. You know, when I first started working at Y Combinator, we would see the partners at Sequoia Capital come and speak, and they were always talking about the rider is important, but the wave is more important, you know, sort of using a surfing metaphor. And so when I heard that, I thought that couldn't possibly be true. But here, you know, I'm a software engineer, and I arrogantly want to very, very much believe in my own capabilities. I'm human, so you know, lots of people have that failing. In fact, I think it's the salient fact of being a human who wants to be a founder is like we really believe in our own capabilities. And that was a sobering idea that I rejected for many years, and now I see is completely true. There's a wave, like there are waves all the time, and the surfing analogy is actually very, very useful because bad surfers will just try to get up on whatever wave like just passes them by. And the really great surfers, like part of the skill is sitting there on the water and looking at the waves and picking the right one to get on. And it's as much the skill of the rider as it is like picking. And so that's really the problem. That the hardest problem is picking a problem that people really have that founder can actually address better than anyone else. And that second part is that's the reason why maybe 99 out of 100 attempts and they don't work out. I recommend, you know, reading Eric Ries's book about the lean startup. You know, Steve Blank came up with this around customer development at Y Combinator Startup School. We talk about it as like make something people want.
Yeah.
And that's really direct. It's like get out of your head and get out of the house and go talk to people.
You just came to this inner.
Wow, bro.
Oh, good.
Wow, like I know he talks fast, right? But if you really just, I hope you guys that are tuning in will just hit the rewind button on that and let that play, because the man talks a little like, you know, he goes off. But if you really break down what he's saying, it's deep. You know, this is someone he's been at the bottom of a company, the middle, and the top. You know, and he's had his failures. Like he'll tell you his story about failing over and over and over again, you know, about cockiness, about arrogance, and how it made him fail, you know. He started a company where he adopted the CEO rule, which is we have two CEOs. And he talks about how that was the demise of his company. He failed because he had two CEOs. You had too many chefs in the kitchen, you know. And he talked about how that was a mistake he made early on. So, you know, I guess you could learn a little something from these guys. You know, there's something to be taken from these guys. So, Mr. J, I'm going to leave you with one last slide. And after that, the floor is yours, my brother. I know you got some amazing stuff for us. My brother, I love you. Thank you. Happy Friday to you. And I'm going to give you the last one. Here we go. Which, you know, was kind of spoiled because everybody already saw it. So...
I can barely remember it. It was on only for a glance, bro. Go ahead, bring it.
There it is. I'm gonna try to make.
I'm ready.
I'm sharing the screen with you, so you take up most of the screen on the side there. But there we go. Make it bigger for you guys. All right. So here it is. We have Mr. Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin is holding it down. Founding father. I mean, you can argue he was what, like a scientist or something. He invented the printing press, the glasses he's wearing on his face. I mean,
worked with electricity.
You know, he's probably the epitome of modern man, you know. Like you can think of you and I, oh, we're modern man because we video game and drink beer, but this guy like brewed his own beer and invented glasses.
He was a visionary of his time.
Yeah, literally. I mean, he was pulling electricity out of the sky, you know, before a guy named Nikola Tesla was born. I mean, that's big, man. So his quote is really impactful because it says, by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. You know, and that goes back to having a plan. You know, we talked about earlier in the show, you have to have a plan, right? So, you know, one of the things that I find is that early on in my life, I never had a plan. Why did I have a plan? Because I wasn't taught how to plan. My parents, my grandparents, they didn't know how to plan. They were spontaneous people, you know. Later in life, they learned how to plan. God bless them. They passed on some gifts, you know, and we're going to make it, man. 2021 is ours, bro. 2021 is ours, man.
Strong.
So, you know, I don't know. So, Jay, let's talk about you, man. Let me hop back on real quick. There we are. Jay, let's talk about you, my brother.
Well, before we carry on about anything that I'm presenting, I want to touch on some of the stuff that you brought up. I think it's really important, a lot of the stuff that you brought up. And I took some notes here so that way I don't forget. And I'm just going to bullet point.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Come on, man. And like Benjamin Franklin, we all know that statement. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. I'm like, come on, man. that dude, he's lit, bro. That motherfucker lit from being whacked back then. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You know what? You know what's funny about that? You're right, because those are rappers mentioning his name 250, 300 years later, bro.
Right.
That's crazy, bro.
Hey, come on, man. I'm like, even though we in rap, you know, a lot of us talk about, you know, our distresses, no matter what level of rap you're going to talk about something that is about your life. But we always talk about successes, or this, like, people who know about success, no matter what angle of success it was, whether it was, like, hate to say it, gangsters and Gottis, you know what I mean? The ones that were hungry, the arrogant ones that climbed up, or if not, somebody that is maybe, you know, I didn't know him personally, but humble like Benjamin Franklin, who is wanting to distribute his knowledge with the world. And, you know, a visionary that is willing to fill somebody else's cup up when it's not even half full. You got to respect somebody like that. And what I think right now that we're getting into is the importance of having a healthy perspective and state of mind. Willing to be malleable as well. Look at that guy that you brought up as far as the software engineer. Yeah, he spoke very quickly, but there was a lot of sharp points that were going in there that were just stabbing away at my mind. Like, oh god,
darts. Yeah, he was throwing darts, bro. You're right.
Yeah, bro. And look at that. I love analogies. I use them a lot.
You know what? I love darts so much. I'm gonna do a shot to the darts, bro. We need to get the chat count up.
Shot,
bro. Yo, all my people in the chat. Every time we mention motivation, positivity, anytime we inspire you, just do a shot with us. Yo, Chobani, it don't matter, bro. You can get high on a Chobani, bro. That's Greek shit, bro. There's Greek in that, bro. Greek people are the oldest people
it's
on
fermented
earth.
Good. It's fermented good.
It's fermented good. That's a slogan. That's a marketing, right? It's fermented good.
Bling.
What? You kidding me? You know how much tofu? You're gonna sell so much tofu this year. It's fermented good.
I love it. You got my back on that one. I was like, man, fermented good.
You, my brother. Here's a toast, bro. Chobani.
One love, man. One love, baby. Let me get my Chobani. Ding.
For the people.
Virtual clink.
There you go. Big up and shout out. Where the chat at? Oh, we got no love in the chats, man.
Wait. We got 5 strong watching. I've been responding.
Big shout out to the 5. Yo, if you are one of the 5 people watching, please leave me something in the chats, man. Just give me a Y for yes. Give me a thumbs up. Let me get a heart emoji, a GIF, something, a GIF, a GIF, whatever you call it.
GIF. But
this is why we're about to start. This is like part 2. This is season 2 of the show, because Jay Ortiz, Jace, J-Mon Boom is about to bless you. Oh, I see some hearts in the chat. We got some love, Jay. Dog, we got some love.
Went around like a helicopter.
Yo, where my real niggas at? Yo. All right, Jay. So remember, so let me so for those of you guys who are tuning in right now, I appreciate you. After Jason's presentation, what time is it right now? Let's see. We got it's not even 11:30 yet. So after Jason's presentation, we're gonna unlock the room, which allows you guys to come in and join us, and we can talk about whatever. We're open for whatever. We're gonna take like the last 20 minutes of the show, and we're gonna dedicate it to you guys, because you know, without you, we ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's more about getting your opinion, because, you know, true to the name of the show, we're playing with strangers. So we would love some strangers to click in, tune in, put your face on. If you click, I'm going to send you the link now. Let me see if I can grab that real quick. I'll send you the link for the show. And you guys just jump in and say hello. All you got to do. All right. Let me share that real quick, and then we're going to your presentation.
Well, I was going to go ahead and continue, and you know, as far as like what that guy was talking about being able to identify the waves, like identify is a huge word to me, right? Because you know, like in a discussion that I had here in the middle of the week with someone, I told him, I said, it's something that I'm getting better at, being able to identify things, especially things that will help you find peace in what you want and what you want to do and things you care about. So being able to have those goggles on in order to see like this really good seeing glasses, so that way you could see things in detail. And that's what I had to do, is just step back, you know, put on some spectacles and be like, okay, apparently I'm not seeing things clear. I got blurred vision. And that's that thing that he said about surfers picking the wave, like that resonated. I was like, man, damn, that's what I've been trying to do. You know, when talking about this whole thing about like we were talking about giving up businesses before, when I chose to step away from Jamon Boom this time, like I knew, because everyone was like, oh my God, that shit's gonna pop off. It hurt my soul to just drop that, man. It really did. But I knew I needed to better myself. And what I did when we were talking about, you know, the overload, you know, excess, I was like, you know, is it healthy? You damn straight it was. You know, sometimes you have to step away from something, no matter what kind of relationship it is. It could be a friggin' human being. It could be something that you're doing, like your business. It could be, you know, all kinds of relationships.
You need a mental health day, you know. Yeah.
See, now that's what I'm tapping into, right? Because the thing is that we want to make sure that we have a healthy state of mind, like I said there before. And we learn at the speed of light. But the thing is that are we paying attention? And in that video that you brought up, a lot of things there, yeah, he said a lot, but there's a lot of key things there. Now, the wave thing, maybe chimed in with me, and maybe there were some other things that chimed in with other people. Who the hell knows? You know what I mean? We all may come to the table to eat our meal, but we may not grab the same food, right? Depending on what's on the table.
That's true. Wow, that was wow, bro. Wow, you need to write that shit. We're gonna have to play this back later and write that down. We all eat at the same table, but we don't grab the same food, bro.
No, not at all. You know what I mean? It could be a matter of choice. It could be, you know, hey, nutritiously, this is not good for me in my situation, or if not, I've had an abundance of that shit, whatever it may be. But it's always about keeping the narrative, your personal narrative, and that's what I had to learn about me. Like, okay, like what Ella was talking about. You know, that was a great video because it inspired me. I've never seen that. And it puts a check mark on my list. Like, yeah, that I'm being true to my game.
Yeah, enjoyed that, man. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I dug, you know, if I'm gonna tell you, Jay, you know, and you know, this is because we never conversate about like what TV shows we watch. But if you get a chance, tune into Deezus and Meryl on Showtime. If you can't, if you don't have Showtime, that's okay. Go to YouTube. They put a lot of their free content up.
Baby Jesus and Meryl, who'd you say?
Yep, basically, exactly right. Deesus,
okay,
and Mero, right? So Deezus and Meryl, and these guys are like, you got the black dude, you got the Dominican guy from New York, but they're eclectic, they're intellectuals. They came from the bottom, now they're here. They have a whole episode with David Letterman, where they interview David Letterman now with a big beard, crazy dementia David Letterman. They're getting it, bro. And when you watch that interview, you realize like, wow, these guys are, you could tell they're writing all the comedy, you know, you could tell they're producing all the shows, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know, it's our people, it's our demographic, our age group getting it in right now. And it's good to see that from somebody.
So funny.
That we grew up with, you know, somebody that looks like us, feels like us, you know what I'm saying?
So funny the way you talk about Letterman. He's like an intelligent Gary Busey. He's so sophisticated in his craziness. Nah, but for real.
Shout out the Busey family, man. You know, here in Florida, because you and I live in Florida. For those who are, we may have some international viewers. You never know. Yeah. I doubt it, but you never know. Maybe somebody in Guam is tuning in. The Busey family, they are. So Gary Busey's nephew has 100 acres in Ocala, and he puts a show on every year called The Juggalos. Have you heard of that?
No.
Okay, so do you know who the Insane Clown Posse is?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, so you know they paint their faces, they go on stage, they spray orange soda on the crowd. They perform every year at the Juggalos, the Juggalo Festival. It's like take over Ocala National State Forest, which is here in Florida, for those who are, and people camp for 5 days straight and party, bro. And Insane Clown Posse is like the headliner every year, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's one of these weird, like, it's weird, it's eclectic, it's underground, and I don't know how we got to this conversation, but hopefully we're enlightening somebody with.
Oh, no, you kidding? I'm putting that motherfucker on my next travel book. Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
You know what's funny?
I need something special in my life. But
I can see you at a Juggalos concert, not for nothing.
I think I'd fit in just right.
I think you would. No, I'm Jason. I'm not
serious.
No disrespect, brother, because when you see the videos, you're gonna be like, "Damn, Frank, really? Like these people are low down and dirty, bro." But I'm telling you right now, bro. You and me, we would blend right the fuck in, man.
Nice. Oh yeah. By the way, I thought I'd let you know we got 2 more people. We're up to 7 viewers. Big ups.
Yes, boy.
8. We got 8. 8 up in this motherfucker. We filling it up.
We got anybody in the chat? What's up?
That's what's up, y'all. They popping off, yo.
Yep.
Thank you, Natalie and John, for coming on board.
I know too many Natalies into oh. Those are my people. That's my Stellar MLS family. God bless those motherfuckers, man. I love the shit out of those people, man. You know, like that's my work family, bro. Big shout out to. Hold on, we got John Acevedo in the chat. Avocado holding it down. My brother, my love. You know, like at work we box all day. Yeah, but what about this? Well, what about that? But I think it's that, you know. And then Natalie, that chick will blow your mind. She's like a gypsy woman. She'll be like, the evil spell that the customer is given is, you know, and you're like, and then later on you're like, yo, she was right. Right, you know what I mean? Like, blow your fucking mind, man. Those are my people, man. My
I love it.
They're from the Bronx too, man. Like some of my friends.
For real, thanks for being on.
And God bless you guys, man. So Jay, Mr. J Dog, what's up, man? We're gonna go in on your. Are we gonna play your presentation or what?
We're gonna. But you know, there's a couple of things that I wanted to share with y'all since we were like just to kind of. This is like stepping off of what we were just talking about. It's really nice how things are flowing. Oh look, my buddy's on the table. My bad. Yeah, buddy, chill out. My cat wants to be.
No, we're up to 8. We're up to 8.
Hey.
People in the chat.
Climbing all over my damn notes, boy. Just chill. Chill, motherfucker. Chill.
Yo, I want all 8 of you guys right now to throw me some emojis, please. I need
emoji love.
Icons. I need money symbols. I need what's the symbol for penis in the chat?
Oh, the eggplant.
No, you know what I'm saying, right? Oh, we got a little echo going on here. There we go. Yeah, it's the cucumber. No, not the cucumber.
No, the eggplant, dog. The eggplant.
Eggplant, son. We need some eggplants in the chat.
Where's my peaches at? Where's my eggplants?
Because it's
like a bodega. Yo, so 2 things that I wanted to share that kind of fall off the back end of what we were talking about is, you know, with motivation and success, in my experiences, I shared some movie quotes with some heads. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
We got some in the chat.
Big up! Friday night.
Algorithm is going on, son. Look, we got other fruits and vegetables too. That's great.
Oh damn! Look at this.
No, you know what? Nobody's excluded. Everybody's included.
Right?
Thank you guys.
Everybody just we just stumbled into the into the produce market right now. We're getting hit by this shit. I love it.
Hey, we eating good this weekend, bro.
So there's 2 movie quotes that I want to share with people, just something to chew on before I get into my little videos. There's going to be 3 videos that I want to share. We're going to be able to go through these quickly, and then we'll be able to do what Frank was talking about as far as, you know, maybe inviting somebody there into the room if they want to get brave enough to do that. Come on, be part of it.
Man, you guys are welcome. Yeah, we are playing with strangers tonight.
Yep.
Right?
So now there are 2 movies that I'm going to point out. Passengers is a great movie. That one right there. Yeah, Passengers. That one has, oh my God, I forgot. I should have wrote down the name of that as well. The dude from Park of Recreations and Guardians of the Galaxy what the hell is his name? And then the Hunger Games
Hey,
chick.
you know, I have this thing called the internet.
Let's
I got
go
the
ahead and check,
wireless
Bert.
phone with a dial-up connection.
I
Let's see,
just had it all backwards today.
Movie.
I just
Go.
ain't doing too well.
I hit the go button.
There you go, sir.
All
I
right,
appreciate you.
Oh, okay. It says, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it in movie voice. You ready? On a routine journey through space. Is that good? To a new home. All right, here we go. On a routine journey through space, to a new home, two passengers sleeping in suspended animation are awakened 90 years too early when their ship malfunctions. As Jim and Aurora, main character names, I don't know. Jim and Aurora, Jim, like they named him Jim, bro. Come on. Jim, and she's Aurora.
Aurora, yeah, I know.
Come on, man. All right, anyways, Jim and Aurora face living the rest of their lives on board. What? But wait, they have every luxury they could ever ask for, so they're stuck on board of a virtual ship. Am I getting that right?
Right.
And they're forced to live a life of luxury.
Bro,
wow.
But it's deep because really the quote at the very end is really pertaining to
you got me.
more like Jennifer Lawrence. You gotta watch it. It's a good movie. It's good.
I'm gonna be honest. My first impression was like, all right, B actors, you know, nobody I've ever heard of in my life. Then Jim got me. I'm like, Jim, but Aurora, okay. So I take it like Jim is playing. He probably comes from our era. He's a basic bitch. But Aurora, daddy was a coder. Her daddy was Mark Zuckerberg. You know what I'm saying? Daddy was a coder. And because of that, my name is Aurora. He was also a hippie. You know what I'm saying? Where Jim is kind of like, yeah, I'm Jim. I come from like 1960s Mustang Ford, cigars, and whiskey. You know, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's like John and Charmaine. What the fuck is going on here?
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm putting one in right now.
No, but no doubt, dude. It's a good ass motherfucking movie. I mean, it's got good feels. It's just these two people that, you know, I'm not gonna give away the plot because y'all need to watch that shit if you ain't seen it. For real, clink, clink, clink. Big shout outs to John for naming it. Chris Pratt and then Jennifer Lawrence are both in it. And it really puts.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Dude, they're not gonna be actors. They're bro.
Okay, man, let me pull up the chat over here. Hold up. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what? Big shout out to John Acevedo, man. You know why? Because you know that if you were ever in the cash cab, you got only two people you can call. You know what I mean? And you're sitting there like, I'm gonna call my mother and John Acevedo. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's up.
John to the rescue. So
not to cut you off, Jay, but like whenever I'm at work with John, like he's like the Oracle when it comes to Netflix and Hulu. You know, you can go to the Oracle and go, sir, which movie and TV show shall I watch? You know, and he's like, you want to watch this? You know, and he points you go left around the oak tree and talk to the midget next to the mushroom. You know, and you're like, oh. Very good, you know.
Always, I love movie gurus, man. Are you kidding, dude? I'm always asking somebody because I don't like cheap. Like, I envy people who have the patience and the ability to just embrace movies in that way, to be able to watch and be a movie aficionado. You know what I mean? I'm getting started on my own gig doing that here right now, here as of late. I've been watching the hell out of some Prime Video, but you know, he saved it, dude. Like when he said Chris Pratt, I was like, my man.
Wow, I didn't know those people were in it. I'm over here like B-movie actors, they ain't got shit. And there he is, Jurassic Park's biggest fucking actor, you know?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Well, the quote at the very end really does pertain to more or less to Jennifer Lawrence's character. And the quote goes, and this really messed with me because, well, anyway, let me just say it. You don't have to do something amazing to be happy. Have fun. Take chances. And the thing is that...
Wait. Pause. Hold up. Pause.
All right. Bow! Pause. Brains all on the fucking ceiling for me. I was like...
if we were in Jamaica, I'd say, rewind, selector. Rewind. Bring that bug. Beat.
There you go, sir. Bring the drop. But like it really chimed in with me, right? Right. Moment of silence. But What? Play it again. Hey. So it really chimed in with me. The reason why is because, man, and this just comes from personal shit. Like, look, I lost my pappy when I was young, and I always wanted to do something that I felt was amazing in order to, you know, I don't know, address something in my history. And J-Mon Boom was part of it. It was part of a personal success that I was going for, but it was killing me. Just that set of mind, like, I have to do something amazing. And I was going after this and that, and I felt great disappointment. And my desire to do something fantastic became part of my downfall. It really did. And it really sucked to in the moment to be like, wow, really, like that thing that I consider that drives me is what's really killing me, because it's the way that I'm perceiving things. And I'm like, you know, I want to pursue happiness. Maybe I don't have to do this. And I've got time. And like you were talking about earlier, it's okay to step away. It's all right, because I'm not giving up. I'm just saying, you know what, right now I'm just going to take a break, right?
Jay, I mean, God bless you, my brother. Never give up, because I'm going to tell you right now, I hope to God you share. Do you have any of your work right now that you can share with the people? Because I'm telling you right now, this is one of the most amazing artists I've ever been in touch with. If you, a couple of you guys may have just jumped in the chat, I don't know, you know, but Jason and I go back to high school. We went to high school together, we grew up together, and we've been through our creative adventures together, you know. And if anybody I know, Jason, you, my brother, are one of the most amazing artists I've ever seen. So I hope to God that you have something that you can share with the people, because just the other day, I'm on the chat with you. We got Rick in the room. We're doing our thing live. And you showed off a table that was like glass, wood, laser etched. It had samurai designs, Japanese architecture going on. It was like, yo, this is a Pagoda 5000. You know, they only made 2 of them in the whole world. You know, me and Kim Jong-il got a copy. Nigga, wow. You know, and it's like, holy shit, you know what I'm saying? And that was mind blowing. I'm gonna be real. Like, I was so flabbergasted. I'm like sitting there, jaw to the floor, like, what, Nick, bro? You only showed me your little 3D printed, you know, like, what's that? You know, so amazing, bro. Like, I hope to God you have something you can share for the, you know, because man.
Well, yeah. Let me go ahead and put something up.
Let me ask you a question real quick before you throw that up. Is J-Mon Boom still up?
No, actually, the website, I don't have that up. I have my Instagram.
We need to talk about now. We need to talk about that. I got some ideas that maybe could streamline that process. All right, my brother. Let me know. Send me any links you got. I want to share links. I want to share screens.
I'm going to try to share my screen here. Let me see something here really quick. I'm going to try to expand this so that way maybe you can see it. So
you're expanding your mind.
Expansion.
Thank you for tuning in to Playing with Strangers with J-Mon Boom and Frankie Hoppers.
All right. So this is a coaster. Like, as far as like painting and stuff, I'd have to dig really deep into my drive in order to find some way back stuff that I'd done. But I got into the technical aspects of getting into 3D engraving, right? And this is one of my most favorite coasters that I got here. And let me see. Let me share that bad boy. Are you seeing that?
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, what? You know what? You know what's funny about this is that you gave me a set of these, right? And I went to the job. All right, Jason? So this was like pre-holiday. You know, Christmas hasn't hit yet. I went to the job, and everybody there was so into like Star Wars and the Mandalorian. And, you know, it was like, you know, there's Luke Skywalker statues and Chewbacca's everywhere. And it was like, so I came in with a few of them, and I put one on, I put one on my desk, but I kept a few on me. Because I knew people were going to ask, you know, because I have been giving out like 3D prints and other little shit like that. Right?
Oh, my man. Thanks for the love, baby.
Bro, all of a sudden I get like a, yo, what's up with that? What's up with that? You know? And I'm like, oh, you know, that's, we got the laser etching going, you know, the laser. Yeah. You know, but how can I get one, you know? Oh, right. Here you go. Merry Christmas, you know, and I handed out a few to a few special people. Those who know got one, you know what I mean? But it was only because like I still use one. I have one here that I use as my coaster. and I gave away 2 or 3 of them, because I felt so strongly about what you were doing, man, the way you were, because you got to understand, this is your vision. You, even though you're taking their logo, that's your vision of a coaster. You're placing things, you're putting the grid in the back, the whole concept of a coaster that's not circular. Holy shit, bro. You just blew motherfuckers' minds, bro.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I mean, I put a lot of love into this one, and it's planning and it's precision. It isn't just something that, you're like, oh, look, I'm just going to slide this bitch in the machine, hit a button, and blah. It takes time. And this is what I was getting into with J-Mon Boom. And, it's a lot of task at hand, learning a new machine, learning the software that I need to use in conjunction, planning. There's a lot of things. This is beyond 2D. Now I'm playing in a space that is, it was beyond me for a long while, and it's like jumping out into space. It's like, oh yeah. Fuck, man, this is the expanse, boy.
What you're talking about there is that you're an artist, right? You come from paper, pen to paper, off you go, right? This is a dimensional thing. Mm-hmm. This goes like into the second and third dimension. This is a whole other way of thinking, right?
Well, right. I mean, the thing is that you have to envision things, obviously, as an artist, but it's just like music, bro. You know how it is. You're trying, like, let's just say you're in a feel, or you're trying to invoke a feeling, because that's what we do as artists. We're trying to invoke feelings. But then there's a space, it's just like with music, you're thinking about, okay, what sounds are going to go together with invoking this feeling. Visually, I got to do that too. There's a lot of aesthetics where I'm like, well, if I want this to be for children, obviously I'm not going to make this motherfucker look like Megadeth or some Metallica shit, some hardcore edges and crazy fucking characters on there, bleeding shit. Well, you know what I'm trying to get at. So there's a lot of things that go into it. You're trying to invoke good emotion, like this, what you're seeing right now, the tic-tac-toe board that I made for my daughter. Man, when she saw that shit, she done flipped out. You know how great I felt after giving that shit to her? That right there, it took a while to put it together. And, playing in a 3D space was actually this very last venture that I'd been on. Just to kind of share, I work for a particular global company that a lot of people are familiar with that I will not name here, but let's just say for my group, right, for people that are in my organization, I had someone reach out to me and be like, hey, I need something of a logo that I could post here for some frames and shit like that. So I just thought I'd show you this. I'm really proud of this one. And Avengers Space, right? I was like, it would make this shit like Super Thor in this motherfucker right here.
You know what it looks like? It looks like a skin you add to one of your video games,
Right.
Like the new chest plate for, Captain America or whatever.
Yeah. So, that's some 2D work that I got going on right there that I actually gave out. And then here's some fun ones that I'll just click on here really quickly that were part of the org.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of interesting. What's interesting about it, bro? It's very early Apple. Everything being monochrome. Mm-hmm. Very early Apple. That's interesting. I think Steve Jobs would like this. I think Steve Jobs would be like, yo, this is dope. This fucking guy gets it.
You don't see it, but there's a tear rolling down my face here right now.
Oh,
thank you, man.
I love you.
All right, and then one last one here for right now. Oh, damn, it's not big enough, son of a bitch.
Whoa, what kind of Illuminati-ass, Jay-Z, Beyonce wedding type shit is this?
This is my baby.
That's the coat of arms, bro. You know what? That might be the logo for the new show, man.
That's Game of Thrones, bro. If you don't know now, you know, bro. But that shit, it was a hot ass coaster that I made for some friends and some family, dog. I'm like, come on, man, Game of Thrones. I don't know if you remember, if you had ever watched it, but bro, that show was hot for a good minute. And when I dropped that, people were like, oh man, I want one. And it was just one of my greatest pieces that I'd made. Anyway, let me go ahead and get
hold on. Who lives in a pineapple under the
SpongeBob SquarePants? Wow. Yeah, a little oceanic.
Bro, it looks like a back tattoo.
Say what?
It looked like a back tattoo, bro.
Yeah, that was my
Let's chat
tramp
real
stamp.
quick.
I'm
Let's
sorry,
chat
that's
real
my
quick.
tramp stamp 2019.
What we got? Oh, big shout out. We got John in the chat. He gave you a shout out. He was talking about the coasters earlier.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all watching and giving big ups.
We got me in the chat. I responded to him. Yeah, big up me. Nah, just kidding. Love you guys.
Double love on that, Frank. Frank.
That shit looks like a back tattoo, bro.
What?
That last shit that you threw up on the screen, bro. I
Oh,
wanted.
you're talking about like that Game of Thrones one you're talking about?
I don't know. It was like.
Oh, no, the ocean one. Yeah, dude, that one is fat.
A sailor, a pirate somewhere would like be like, yo, what you need for that? How much you need?
That, I was going for that because somebody was like, man, I really like the ocean. I like that. And I was like, really? I put some good feel on it for you. You should have seen their eyes and it bugged out. They're like,
What you did there, right?
What?
You impersonated a sailor. You were like, Popeye. You know when
Right.
Popeye is like, I want to get my olive oil. See, like you sounded like a sailor, bro.
I've hung out with a few sailors back in the day. I know exactly how they act. So
You gave out your age, bro. Shame on you.
I know, right? I know.
Millennials watching, bro. They're
This
on
is
TikTok
terrible.
right now, pissed at you. Like, dude, really, bro? You're a boomer, dude.
I told you I was vulnerable. But getting back to it, the last quote that I'm going to lay down on you, okay, before I forget. If y'all have not seen Jojo Rabbit, I swear it to you, you're going to thank me. If you like crazy, zany, because when I first saw it, you have to look this up right now, Frank. You're going to see the advertisement for it. And when you see it, you're going to be like, what the fuck am I looking at? And that's J-O Rabbit.
Came right up. Google knows its shit.
All right, John, tell me if you know about this. Because let me tell you.
Is Hitler in this movie?
Bro, when I first saw it, I'm like, dude, that day I was like feeling low, man. I was like, I need something to make me laugh. And I was like strolling across the
hold on. Everybody in the chat, do me a favor right now. Go to Google and type in J-O Rabbit.
Please.
Jojo Rabbit.
Please.
Click on the artwork and enjoy the propaganda communist vibes that are going on. Who directed this?
Right. But bro, it's hilarious as fuck, bro. It's funny. It's extreme. When I saw it, I was like, I don't know what I just chose to get in for. When I'm in on this ride, I'm gonna ride it through. And from jump, bro, I was like, what the fuck is this? And it was hilarious.
I see Hitler flying through the air like 50 feet high.
Look,
there's this God.
Bro, that's what I'm trying to get at. So this little guy, I'm not going to give away everything. So this little guy, this little wannabe Nazi kid, his best friend is imaginary Hitler. And it sounds like it's going to go down that real messed up downward spiral, but it's not. It's hilarious, but it's very inspiring. The acting is ridiculous. Bro, the screenplay, the cinematography, like they do so much love.
What's her name? Rebel Wilson? Oh,
brother,
shit.
Come on, man.
I recognize.
Was it Scarlett Johansson is in that motherfucker, bro? Come on, that's my girl, man.
Wow, Scarlett Johansson, bro.
For real, bro. Black Widow is in that bitch.
Two dudes, bro. I know them. Oh my God, I almost know all of these motherfuckers, bro.
It was hella fat.
Wow.
Oh, Diesta said she know. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Hey, you're gonna have to send me a text later. Like, send me a 3 a.m. text when you're drunk. Like, Frank, I dipped into my sangria. Go watch Jojo Rabbit.
You're gonna thank me. You're gonna thank me. Because there at the very end, I gotta say, just to get to that point, it was a journey. It was crazy. And at the very end, this quote hit me so hard in the fucking chest because I've been through a lot. Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Like, that resonated with me so deeply, man. Like, no feeling is final. I'm like, come on, man. You know how it is. We've been talking about trying to get some stuff popped off, whatever. And I know with me, because of not doing it, I can't say not being able to, because, there's a lot of reasons, but, it always threw me into a very sad state. But no feeling is final, and that's why you can't give up. You can't. It's not quitting. It's just saying pause. And you know, making sure that I know that I don't have to sit on that pause button forever on anything, that inspired me. I'm like, I sat there and I hit pause on that movie at that very last, and I even rewound it. I took a picture of it. And it rolled with me all the time. And a lot of people, whenever they hear it come out of my mouth, you know, about Jojo Rabbit, you know, they're like, what the hell are you telling me right now? I'm like, I'm not comfortable with it.
Truly intrigued, you know, because like on one hand where you're like, oh, it's amazing, it's great, you know, amazing and great could be, you know, corny and fun and just quick, but you're also saying there's like a impactful, there's a moment that you're gonna have with this movie where you're like, oh shit, you know, okay. That would be why so many great actors were attracted to it. You know what I mean? You read a script, you're like, I'm gonna do this movie, because you're talking about all the people that I just saw on the poster can pick the movies they want to be in. Scarlett Johansson is in Avengers. She could pick whatever the fuck movie she wants. But at this point, it's not about, oh, I can get $10 million for going through a crapshoot. I want to be part of something that moves people.
Thank you.
That's sick. That's sick.
Come on, man. Like every time I mention what the like, hey, there's this little kid and his imaginary friend is Hitler. They're like, what the fuck are you telling me right now? But when you see the cast, you're like, they wouldn't sign up for anything that would destroy their career. On a creative level, it was insane, and they participated in something that, I don't know, me personally, was magical. That's what I think. And when you get to the very end and you see that quote, at least I can't say it that way. When I saw the quote at the very end, I valued the lesson. I really did. And it's really a wonderful lesson if you're paying attention and reading.
I love it, bro. I gotta remember that, man. I hope I can stumble on it on Prime or whatever, you know, Hulu, whatever the fuck it is.
Amazon.
Yeah. So Mr. J, let's do your presentation, man. I'm real anxious because I know, you know, we've been working on this about a week. I did my little presentation. Anybody who's tuning in right now, please go back to the replay. Jay and I started off the show with a fucking bang. Like, we put together the most amazing little presentation, and we weren't even thinking. We weren't even trying. This was just like, you know what? Yeah, dusting off the shoulders. All right, there you go. This is me not giving a fuck. So keep us locked, man. I think we're gonna fuck your minds up, you know. But Jay, I really, really, really want you to get into it, my brother, because I know, like last time we spoke, you were like, I got this, that, and the third, you know, and I was like, all right, it's going down. I want you to give me a philosophy, give me a little inspiration, and then go ahead and tell me what you want me to rock. I'm your DJ tonight. Holla at me.
Yes, sir. Sorry. So right now what I'm going to do is share with you. Frank is actually going to go ahead and put up these videos. The first one is going to be what I found on Valuetainment, I believe. Valuetainment is an Instagram account, and it really does offer a lot of insight about business success, but also personal success. And it's something I'm glancing through these fucking videos and blah, 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 and then all of a sudden one hits, and it's this Navy SEAL that's giving life lessons. And we're just going to listen to the first 2 to 3 minutes on this shit, because, you know, I just want you to hear the first lesson. And please, I'm going to put the link on the page on our chat. Yeah. So that way you guys can click on that, right? Yep. But go ahead and throw it down while I'm doing that, brother. I want you to hear this.
You got it.
Here are the 10 lessons I learned from basic SEAL training that hopefully will be of value to you as you move forward in life. Every morning in SEAL training, my instructors, who at the time were all Vietnam veterans, would show up in my barracks room, and the first thing they'd do was inspect my bed. If you did it right, the corners would be square, the covers would be pulled tight, the pillow centered just under the headboard, and the extra blanket folded neatly at the foot of the rack. It was a simple task, mundane at best, but every morning we were required to make our bed to perfection. It seemed a little ridiculous at the time, particularly in light of the fact that we were aspiring to be real warriors, tough, battle-hardened SEALs. But the wisdom of this simple act has been proven to me many times over. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. So if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed.
There you go.
During SEAL training, the students.
And you could cut it right there, brother.
Crews. Each crew is 7 students.
Wow, 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 bro. Wow. That was crazy.
Right?
That was nuts, bro. Holy moly. Wow.
I mean,
I let that go a little longer than, we anticipated, but that was amazing. That was fucking amazing, man. Good find on that one. Because, like people give alma maters and, this guy came with like life lessons taught through the military regiment. You know what I mean? Like think about it like this, right? I don't know if your mother and father were this way when you were a child, but my parents always taught us to make the bed. Before we do anything in life, before we blink, we think, we get out of the bed and we instantly make it. We don't go to the shower, we don't brush our teeth, we don't take a shit. We go to the bed and make it, And that kind of resonated with me because, I saw it in my kids. I saw it reflect in my kids. One is a little more sloppy than the other. One doesn't make the bed, one does, and we instilled it in them. And later on, the one that didn't, started to make the bed, but you could see where that can produce success later. So that dude kind of touched on that. Navy SEAL too. Props on that one. Yeah.
Right. It's the details, man. And that's the thing. When I saw that video, it made me think, okay, I got to start giving a shit about little things here a lot more. And I ain't gonna kid you, man. I used to let dishes slide there for like overnight and shit. I'm like, I'd sit here and I'm like, I wore out like a bitch. I'm not dealing with it. And then by the end of the night, I got like this big stack, and I'm like, damn, I really don't want to do it, but I ain't no slob. So I'd spend 20 minutes when I could have just gradually done it as I was eating, making my bed. I'm like, really, in the morning, it really has made a change. And I know that sounds it may sound small and really not much to someone, but I value it because in the beginning I was like, okay, I'm doing this because I know I need to. But in the end, it's paying attention to the details and getting something done in the very beginning. As soon as you wake up, that doesn't take long. That can start a chain reaction of events. And that's it.
The thing. He talked about cutting off those people who didn't get it. He said only so many people made it, but the ones that didn't get it,
yep,
got cut off, Right. So, I don't know if that takes away from them as humans, but it shows that at that point in their life, they were weak and they couldn't relate, and they could, and that's, teamwork makes the dream work.
It's true. It's true. I'm like, how can one manage? Like, I ain't gonna kid you. I know you've been there where you're perfectionist about certain things where it's like, okay, there's got to be organization to this. It has to be this specific way. The reason why is because we know it will work best this way. But then when you run into something, or should I say run into someone that doesn't have like-mindedness, that's a huge challenge, bro. That's damning to me, where I'm like, how is this supposed to work? Because
it's funny you say that, because today at work, at my job, they brought in a speaker, and his name was Dr. William. I forget his last name, man, but he was a doctor, Dr. William, whatever. And he got a motivational speech about acceptance, inclusion, diversion, and he talked a lot about what you're touching on now. He talked about how people don't succeed at jobs because they don't have a friend. So like you work there, and you love it because you're making money and you like the company, you love what they stand for. But if you don't make a friend, if you don't have someone to lean on or someone to just be funny with, or, you're not gonna, he was like, you're not gonna make it there. And that resonated with me. I'm like, what, that's true. And he talked about like, inclusion in hair and color and clothing, and just allow people to be themselves and you'll be the most successful.
Right. And it's valuable to think that, but also what are you doing in order to nurture that relationship? Because anyone can come in and be like, yo, I'm a fucking clown and blah, 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 blast off some shit.
Right.
But if you're the guy that's fucking up pallets in the back of a storage room, making somebody else had work hard. They don't give a fuck about your joke. They're like, man, this dude is making my life really hard around here. He's funny as hell. He's cool. I'll probably go drink with him at a bar, but back here, he's going to go missing in one of these packages. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I've lived that.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good way to think about it, because you don't realize what, like say what, corporation, company standpoint, employees talking to each other, dealing with each other on a daily basis. You bring up a good point, because sometimes you think you're doing amazing things at work. You're like, oh, I'm doing the most amazing things. I'm getting my job done. I get out of there happy at the end of the day that I got all my work done. I don't care. But did you get your work done at the expense of other employees there?
Right.
That's where you're right, because they're smiling in your face like, dude, I'd smoke a blunt with you and fucking hang out with you at the club all night. But here in the back of this warehouse, I'm going to fuck you up for not putting those.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they were not going to do that. They're going to smile in your face like, yeah, I like you, bro, and turn around and be like, that motherfucker played me, like
right.
He didn't do the boxes, he didn't take the lunch out, he didn't go get the garbage, So, I get you. That's
and another thing to kind of like my cousin and I, with my cousin Danny, we were talking about this the other day. He was telling me about a struggle, and we talked about one other thing is talking about relationships there at work, right? And this is all towards like gearing towards success and motivation. He had to address that. You got to address it, whether it's a relationship in your personal life or in your professional life or wherever the hell it may be, being able to step up to somebody and not being a dick and being like, yo, guess what? You like grade Z shit. You're fucking terrible. You ain't even on the alphabetic scale as far as your work, your shit. I've seen people just demolish people about being angry about how they perceive their work or whatever. But being able to set up and just being like, look, I'm cool with you. I want this to work out here at work, but let's talk about what you can do to make this work right. You know what I mean? It's hard to do stuff like that, but that goes along with that military mindset to strive. You know what I mean? And not everybody needs to think military, but you see, there's a lot of strength in that, being able to call out your fellow compadre for not doing shit right, but doing it in a healthy way. You know what I mean? And that's inspiring. I think that,
which, not for nothing, touches on accountability partners, something we talked about in the last show.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
we talked about keeping somebody accountable.
Accountability buddy. Yep. That's a good, healthy relationship. You're counting on each other. And sometimes somebody doesn't know that they need that. And being able to step up and offer it in a healthy way, that's grand. I'm like, I like what we got going on here. You know what I mean? And I'm really hoping that we continue with this with Rec and everybody else. It's really nice to have that. And sometimes some people
I'm glad you said that. Let's unlock the room. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep moving. Don't stop your train of thought there, my brother. I love you. I just want to unlock the room here, man. Because, we might have some people that want to jump in. Maybe they got something dope to say. We are playing with strangers, right? So here we go. All right. So anybody out there who's tuning in right now, I know we got about 7 to 10 viewers locked in right about now. If you're an intellectual person, if you think with your mind, and you want to jump in, I don't know if you've been locked in for the whole show. We're talking about motivation today, what motivates you, what kills motivation. We're talking about burnout, and we're trying to come up with solutions for that problem.
Do you mind just doing one favor, homie?
Yeah.
We don't have to do all three, but I think what you're about to roll into.
Oh, wait, you have one more video.
It starts off at, it's all good. It's all good. It only plays for a short moment.
You're right. We good. All right. So I'm gonna put in the chat room here. I'm gonna put the link up so that people could join in. They're not gonna be rude assholes and say anything because we love them. And then we're gonna go do your presentation. So it's gonna take about like 2 to 5 minutes to get that done, and then you guys can hop in with us and we'll chat it up. We're already past the witch's hour? Yeah, we're done. 12:18, bro. We are in a new day. Welcome to Saturday. It's here.
It's a Saturday. And I'm going to go ahead and put this one on. I think this one, I figured that the military one, not everybody was going to want to feel watching it. I think this next one is really great because this gentleman is the CEO of Quest, and he had some challenges that he had to face, right? And it was, you know, he talks about trying to marry his current wife and having to deal with her father, and he had to acknowledge some things. Well, anyway, I'm not going to give it away, but there's a link for anyone in the future who wants to watch it.
All right, dope. Can you see that on your screen?
Yeah, man.
All right, my brother, I'm going to play that for you here now. This is CEO of Quest, right?
Yep.
All right, let's let it rock.
I didn't have a job. My girlfriend, now wife, was working, and I had one thing that I had as a responsibility every day, and that was to make her a sandwich before she came home for her lunch break. I cheated my way through high school.
Yo, Frank, if you're at 1 minute and 59, that's where we want to be.
Workforce. My
Go
dad,
to 1 minute and 59.
having me do essentially menial labor jobs would teach me that.
Uh-oh.
And so I worked in a, but I remember this. And when he says, how do you plan to vicious
That should be good.
person I've met? He was skeptical. And the reason he was skeptical, this is about 15 years before I built $1 billion company. I would lay in bed for up to 4 hours a day, every single day, because I couldn't motivate myself to get out of bed. I was absolutely terrified. Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw me staring back, and I knew how lazy I was. I knew how afraid I was. I knew how insecure I was. I knew that at my core, I wanted people to like me, and I was terrified that they had every reason in the world not to like me. All I was trying to do was campaign. I was trying to posture. I was trying to create the illusion that I was something, because that seemed like I could do it fast, instead of just buckling down and doing the hard-ass work of becoming somebody new. How is the worst thing that ever happened to me actually secretly the best thing that's ever happened to me? And so suddenly I started saying, how is this shame of sitting in bed, how is this the best thing that's ever happened to me? How is this soliary type awareness of just how dumb I really am, how is that powerful? And the thing that winds me up, when I say that, when I talk about I started from not being that bright, nobody thought I was going to win, my own mother thought I was going to fail, my father-in-law did not want me to marry his daughter, they think that I'm just being humble, or that even I misidentified myself. But the reality is, that's how shapeable a human being is. And now that I was getting value and self-esteem out of growing instead of out of being, everything in my life changed. So 15 years later, my father-in-law visits the US for the first time since we started Quest. And I'm taking him around the production floor. And there's 300,000 square feet. There's 800 employees. The barbs are coming off the line at 1.5 million a day. People are coming up and thanking me for having a job and for the way that we run the company and all that. And I turned to him and I said, Andreas, do you remember asking me how I was going to take care of your daughter? And he said, yes. And I said, how am I doing? And he just burst into tears. And the punchline of that story, it does not matter who you are today. The only thing that matters is who you want to become and the price you're willing to pay to get there.
There you have it.
Wow. Wow. That was kind of deep, man. You know, you have like you know, in the beginning, you know, it's a kind of a blessing that we stumbled on the beginning of the video, because he talked about how he made a sandwich for his lady. You know, you could tell he was real devoted to not only work, but he was devoted to his family unit, you know. And what I love about him is that he's also devoted to her family unit. You know, I love that in a relationship where it's like, okay, well, you know, I got me and my family, we're the shit. But, you know, your family rocks too. Let's put ours together and be, you know, let's become more powerful. So that was deep. That was deep.
Yeah.
That kind of, you know, because you and I have been talking the whole night about starting projects and working, and, you know, but we don't think about it from the family unit side. That's deep.
Right. And like in the challenges is that, you know, dead up, he was talking about laying in bed, and that actually being the thing that kind of eventually sparked things up, because I've been there, you know, just sitting there and hours of just being like, oh, I can't do this here today. And
oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
You know, falling apart on whatever it may be. And, for him to, and that's essentially what he was talking about, is that, his father-in-law at the time, when he went to go ask him, like, hey, I'd really like to marry your daughter. And he was like, what can you do? What are you going to do? And it was the question that helped spark things. But the only point I got to share to make of that is being malleable. We're all shapeable. And it's okay, like, obviously we don't want to carry on if we're not happy with the current versions of ourselves, especially if it's like a good not happy. You know what I mean? We don't want to just be so dreadful in ourselves. But in order to truly look at yourself in a healthy manner and be like, I know this isn't good, and I got to do something. Okay, so you looked at the past, and you've been this whole thing about 6 months sucking on a bed. That's a bitch. You can't buy that time back. What are you going to do? Like he said, you could always work for tomorrow. You could be a different person. It's what you're going to do now to make tomorrow better.
And here's the thing about what he said, too. He said, in that same vein that you're talking, he said when he got the opportunity to lay in bed, he took it as the greatest thing that ever happened to him, and that hit me hard, bro, because I was like, man, when I get a moment to just lay in my bed, it's like, this has got to be the greatest thing that's ever happened. So I felt it so hard, bro. I was like, wow, this guy just, that was it right there. When I heard that, I was like, I'm done. I don't even got to listen no more, bro. You nailed it on the head with that one, so good find, man. Good find, Good find, man. Wow.
It looks like it resonated with somebody here, and maybe I'm hoping everybody's feeling some resonation going on with this shit. But yeah, I definitely wanted to share that. I think it was a great speech.
You know what? That should have been the name of the show, The Resonance. So ambiguous and strange, but I love it, man. So here we go, man. I think it's about time. I know it's what time is it right now? We're a little after midnight. So we got about 5 minutes till it's 12:30. So let's take this last 5 minutes to kind of wrap the show up. We'll give some shout outs to our people. And I have a question for you, and I'd love to get your insight on it, because it's one of these questions that somebody posed to me recently. And it made me really think. Because at first I heard them, they said it to me, and I'm like, I don't know. But then as I thought about it over time, it was like, wow, that was kind of a deep question, Let me pull it up. I wrote some notes here.
What do you have?
So my question to you, this is the last question of the night. After this, we're going to tune out. Let's give a shout out to everybody in the chat right now.
Really?
In the chat, please hit the thumbs up. Give me a shout out. Say good night. Whatever it is you got, throw something in the chat, please. I don't know. Tell us we ugly, and the sound suck. The next time we need to talk about Jay-Z, we will. You know what I'm saying? We'll do whatever the fuck you guys want, as long as you tune in. Please tune in, please. I sound like a desperate desperate streamer. That's another show waiting to happen. The desperate streamer. Please click the like button.
Subscribe, please subscribe.
Nah, I do. I hope you guys got something out of this. Look, I see some likes coming in. Big shout out, Natty C. Natty C, that's we call her Cardi B. Cardi B. I see you, ma. So yeah, man. Here's the question, bro. Here's my question to you. All right. When you think about 24 hours in a day, right? Ask yourself how much you get paid to work for 8 hours, 9 hours, because you get a lunch. It's really 9 hours plus driving, maybe 10. So we'll say it's 10 hours, right? The other 14 hours, you're sleeping for 8 of them. So that's 4 hours left that you have for yourself when you work for a company. You spend 8, you spend 9, you spend 10, we calculated, and 8. At the end of the day, you got 4 hours left, right? If you had to calculate the value of your time, if you had to write down in numbers monetarily, this is what my hour is worth. I have 24 of them in one day. This is what my hour is worth. What would your walkaway price be?
You're asking me as an individual?
What would you walk away for? If you could say, this is the amount of money I need per hour, per day, 24 hours in a day. This is how much I make now working corporate, giving them 10 hours of my life. But this is what I need to walk away. This is walk away money, bro. This is fuck you money. I got fuck you money, walk away money.
Damn, we were about to dive into some shit I was talking about with a motherfucker the other day, boy. Oh, damn.
I'm going to line up a shot for this one because it's midnight and I'm about to go to bed.
Yes,
I love you motherfuckers. I appreciate you guys, but
it's about that time, but I'm going to finish. I'm going to try to, let's finish strong. Look at
do it, my brother.
that.
So what is your walk away price? Think about it for a second. Don't just spurt, because this is a problem everybody has, is that, you might, if you thought about a corporate job, you might say, well, if I made this much, I'd be happy. But 75. What is your walk away price?
I'm a $75 an hour man. I really feel that I am. And I had a really wish I could drop names. I had a challenge where I had a conversation with an authoritative figure at a place of employment. We had, this is a cool motherfucker, man. When I say cool, like I could talk to him the way I'm talking to you right now. Like I couldn't believe it, because in this particular job, there's a lot of sugary shit swimming around and you got to just be very careful, right? And it's not for fear of anything. It's just everyone has a different definition of a level of respect and professionalism. There's a lot of motherfuckers like me where I'm like, just bring it. Bring this bitch real. I don't want to hear no fucking sugary shit. I want you to bring it to me as real as life can get, because that's what I felt all my life. So he's talking about pay. And I had to tell him dead up. I said, you know, I want you to know that you guys got a bargain with me. And I had to tell him dead up, I don't want to hear about how you're valuing things, because and not saying you as an individual to this person, I said, just think about the higher ups. Like nobody's giving away fucking money, right? Everybody is in some way, shape, or form a fucking hoarder. And I said, look, I'm going to call the hoarder out. I don't give a shit. I can walk right now. I'm Jason motherfucking Ortiz. I'll go get me a job tomorrow. I'm so confident in my resume and who I am and what I do and what I've got to offer that I don't recall ever a time where I pursued a job that I really, really, really wanted and got turned down. I'm proud of where I'm at today. That's where it got me. So I had to tell this human being, I said, you know, I'm devalued. And I said, I'm only doing this for the love of where I'm at. And I had to tell him, you cannot buy my experience in life. You cannot buy my experience in my abilities. You just can't buy the things that I got to offer like you go buy fucking bread. You just can't. And the only reason why I'm giving you $75, sir, because I feel that I'm valued more, is because I think everybody needs to increase their value, their self-value. Don't let a damn company tell you that you're worth so much when, dude, they're skimming. I hate to say it. It doesn't matter what fucking company it is. So I read an article 3 years ago, about what I should value myself as a graphic designer. And that's what this person pretty much said. Set your cost, set your worth. You know what you're worth, right? And don't be afraid. And I think at a minimum, for me, because if I sit there and like, if you come to me as a graphic job, it's one thing to sit there and say, yeah, you know, I need you to make X, Y, Z. One person might be like, okay, I made you X, Y, Z, but I'm the guy that's going to talk to you and be like, well, let's talk to you about why you got to X, Y, Z, because there might be some more alphabets to throw in there. There might be, you know what I mean? I'm definitely more insightful. I bring a lot of knowledge to the table.
Right, so let me blow your mind real quick. All right, I'm gonna blow your mind real quick. You said $75 an hour, right? Okay. So while you were chatting there, I did a little Googling, did a little calculations, pulled out the calculator. You know, went $75 an hour is about $6,000 a month. $6,000 a month in a year equals out to $75,000. All right. I asked you earlier what your walk away price was. Okay. Not what your value was. See, because your value is different. When you say to yourself, well, I'm going to give them, you know, 8 hours, because if somebody's going to pay me $75 an hour, I'm basing it on an 8-hour day. Right. At the end of that 8-hour day, you've made $6,000 for the month and only $75,000 a year. I personally, this is just my opinion on it, I see that as a very low number, especially because I know you well and I know the quality of your work. I know what you're putting out. I know your intellect. So for me, it's like, wow, he just said $75 an hour. That was my first response. When I told the person, I'm like, oh, $50 an hour, $100 an hour. And they were like, all right, do the math on that. And I did the math and I was like, oh my God, that's nothing. That's like what the typical fucking person in middle class America makes. That's not walk away money. You know,
welcome to my modesty, bro.
But I'm saying, I ask you to rethink it, right? And this is why, bro, because you and I, we know life is short, time is money, right? So at this point, we have to think to ourselves, if I'm spending this much of my life, 10 hours at a corporation, 8 hours sleeping, and I only have 4 hours for what I love to do, is $75 an hour enough? No, I want $7,500 an hour, and that's minimum. You know, and it's, you know, and we can all dream, and you know, it could be like, oh, but you're dreaming, you're thinking too high, and maybe I am. But when you think about the value and the scaling, right? So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, and this is where I get this from, Jay. I've been following the stock market lately, and I've been following these guys that are like, oh, you know, we're stock market gurus. We want to teach you how to follow, you know. And in their lessons, they talk about buying your day back. You know, they say you work for a job, you spend 8 hours on the clock, you spend an hour on lunch and an hour to drive, you know, driving to work, right? That's 10 hours a day, right? And then you spend the other time sleeping, 8 hours, you're left with 4 hours. How do you buy your time back, right? So if you and I, let's say we invested in the stock market, or we had an investment that was bringing us $75 an hour. That's the goal. You get what I'm saying? You want to get an investment that brings you your $75 an hour. This way, you can truly walk away now. Because if you're getting $75 an hour off an investment, which means you're making $75,000 a year off of investing into something, whether it's your business or your laser engraving, whatever, or it's stock market, or it's T-shirts, or it's, you know, I'm a porn star, I don't know, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
$75,000 a year in side income will help you actually reach your walkaway price.
Right. You know, and to break down the reason why I answered that way, you know what I mean, just throwing it out there, is because, you know, that conversation with that boss at the time, I was pissed at being undervalued. And the thing is that, you know what I mean? Like, as far as I felt, I'm not going to kid you, the words were, I'm severely underpaid. Don't come around here trying to pour a fucking rainbow on me when I could just piss on that bitch. You know, and I hate to say it that way, because they know, motherfuckers know what they get when they get me. But that's why I'm pursuing my own endeavors, because that's $7,500, bro, all the time I get cats just dropping that shit on me like, my God, you should be working for Disney. You should be doing this. You should be doing that.
Now, wait a minute. Hold up. Now, I don't want to put you out on blast right now. I don't know if you mind, but you know, you said I don't work for Disney, right? But I would argue that you kind of work for the Disney of the technology world. And I'm not going to put out what you do or where you work, but if you don't mind sharing with the people, please feel free.
Okay.
And if you don't, you just say, I don't want.
I can say this much. I am a senior technical advisor for the most beloved cellular phone manufacturer on the face of the planet.
Okay.
That's the safe way.
That's it. Let them Google that. Let them Google that, my brother. That's okay.
Now I'm taken care of. I'm not trying to throw nobody under no damn bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get taken care of, but
okay.
I'm a human being that, like I said.
Let me ask you a question. Can I cut you off real quick? Because I love you, my brother. And do not answer this honestly. How close to your walkaway, not mine, your walkaway price are you working for Apple? Oh my God.
What? Who the hell said that shit? I don't know. Who the fuck is that?
I'm sorry.
Honey. I'm just kidding. There is no honey here at this house. I'm a single man.
You literally work for the Disney of technology, my brother. And I respect you for that. So
like I said,
how much
what?
How close are you to the walkaway price? I mean, don't.
I'm gonna be real with you. Pretty distant. I mean, I'm not. You know, I can't. Anything that I answer here going forward, I'm taking a fifth. I'm kidding. Anything that I say here going, no. What I'm gonna say is anything that I say here going forward, I'm not here to shit on anything that I'm up to, what I've done so far with the company I'm currently with, because if there's anyone that has a heart for that company, it's this motherfucker right here. That's the reason why I'm celebrating. I just celebrated 5 years with that company.
Okay. So
because it's not always about.
We need to get a chat involved, cousin. If anybody is still in the chat with us, I appreciate you guys. God bless you for hanging on. I know it's after midnight, and you guys are like, I just want to go to bed. But
right.
Man, can you chime in on the chat and give some love to my brother for that, man? 5 years in the chat. 5 years today in work life, it's not a thing. People do not work for companies 5 years. It's not like your grandpa. I worked for the union for 30 years. We made coal mining what it is.
Bro.
That doesn't happen.
You're speaking it because
the company, that's whoa.
Right.
Wow.
Bro, I'm the guy that it was like every other year. You know what I mean? For me, and sometimes every year, because I've done a lot. That's why I am the jack of all trades. I've been in food business. God, I worked for Chevy, you know, and I did a few things at Chevy. I was a dispatcher. I did body work, and I also did writing estimates for Toyota. I've done quite a few things, and I was looking for happiness. I can't believe I've been camped out this long, but this is where I'm camping out until. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing, right? Is when I tell you I've been following the stock market, it's one of the things they tell you is buying back your time, you know? What you're doing right now, bro, is you're getting a job that pays you close to your walk-away price. And with that, you're buying back your time. You and I right now can sit here on a Friday night and bang this out.
Yeah.
4 hours, doesn't matter. You know, and that's buying back your time. You know, if you worked anywhere else, you'd be doing 2 jobs. You'd be like the Jamaicans in Living Color. I got 15 jobs. You'd be like those guys, bro. This ain't the 90s
you can run to your car.
Presidents, you know, right now people understand value. You know, like right now when I watched the debates earlier, the debates, Biden and Trump, they're going at it, talking about $15 should be the minimum wage. You know, and I understand that because the business I'm in, I do a little like IT work. Right, what I'm getting paid is nowhere near the national equivalent. It's good money, but it's nowhere near the national equivalent. You know what I mean?
While not just bread, but fucking just to buy a damn cell phone to communicate with your family. If you want something that's worth a fuck, man, prices are skyrocketing out there. Look at fucking fuel. How it was like, hey, we're feeling good. We're getting more affordable. And then what happened a few months ago? Oh, here we go again. The uprise. Yeah, man, that's a great point. You know what I mean? It's a rough life, man. You know, with when you're talking about, you know, that $15 an hour minimum. When I heard that shit, I was like, it's about fucking time. We need to address some things because the scales they're off. I mean, look at me. I'm a single dude, and I've been humping it alone for 2 years fucking straight. And bless, I got great friends and family that have been helping me out while I've been going through this whole illness thing for fucking 8 months or whatever. But I can tell you this much, it ain't easy, brother. I got my car, I got the insurance. I mean, yeah.
Your car, do you remember the Stanza? You had a Stanza, right?
No. What are we talking about? What vehicle? The Sentra? The red Sentra you're talking about, yeah.
It was a Stanza, I thought. Nissan Stanza.
It was a Sentra. I never had a Stanza.
Yeah, okay.
But I had a 626.
Going back to that time, right?
Yeah.
The first car you got, which took you to the first job you've ever worked. How much an hour did you make?
My first car?
Yeah, your first job ever. How much?
Damn, bro, you bringing that shit. Hold on, let me put some dust off this brain, bro. Like, dude, 7 something an hour, 7.25 if I remember, 6 something.
You and I, we're in the same age group, right? I started a job. My first job ever was working at Ace Hardware. Okay. They hired me because a friend of mine said, hey, we're hiring. Come on over. I applied. Guy hired me at 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me $4.25 an hour.
Oh, damn.
So you and I are the same age. I would imagine that your first job, what was your first job?
Taco Bell, bro. Just like my sister. Taco Bell. Taco
what
motherfucking Bell. It was like 6 something.
Huh? What age did you start working?
I was 16, bro, when I started, you know, working there at
the
the Bell.
They paid you $6 an hour? Fuck, I should have got a job at Taco Bell.
You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything, bro. You didn't miss
I missed $2 an hour. I missed $2 an hour, bro.
Right? It was like, you telling me I could have had a bigger sack? What the fuck, man? No, I'm just kidding.
Up, man.
Nah, but it was, you know, looking at today's world, the way things are, you know, and I know we're going into another topic, but it really does have to do with motivation. Like, what's helped me, like, I have friends that tell me all the time, like, one in particular, it's like, motherfucker, you go for a job and you get that bitch. Now, granted, I don't get like these immaculate high-paying jobs, but I go for the ones that I feel comfortable in that offer me, you know, the pay that I feel that I'm comfortable with in a living status, whether I'm alone or paired up with someone. But I'm feeling for these people nowadays, man, that are doing it on them, like by themselves, that are like getting paid lesser wages than me. And it breaks my motherfucking heart that we have to wait for a couple of, you know, I'm not trying to get into the politics of anything, but knuckleheaded fucking goons that are getting paid exponentially.
Well, yeah.
And there's, you know,
they're riding on our backs, bro. They're riding on our backs, man. You know.
Yeah.
Can I give a quick shout out?
Yeah.
Big shout out to the chat room right now, on fire. God bless you guys for hanging in with us.
For real.
Our man Ange in the chat.
Hey, Joe.
We talk about a hustler. We talk about somebody who started from the ground up, started over again, been shot down, started over again. One of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. We go back to high school. We move into the future. Big Angel Barrios in the chat, my brother. Thank you. I hope he's still in right now. I love you. Amazing, though. He chimed in and he just wanted to give us some love. He said, these talks are dope. So, and that's coming from a guy who's, you know, he got his own little shit going on. His talks are dope. He's an intellectual dude. So, got to give it up for that, man.
Yeah, big shout outs.
We got Natalie and Natalie in the chat. 2 Natalies in the chat. Big up, one love to the ladies. You know, we gotta hold it down for the mommies out there. You know, without the mommies, there'd be no poppies. You know what I'm saying? So one love to my all my missuses.
For real, thanks for the comments. Seeing the comments just roll on, just being engaged with us, it's nice.
You want to chat? You want to shout yourself out real quick? All right, brother. Let's end this up, man. Let's wrap this up, man. I think we're hitting that moment where we are 1:45.
Ooh.
So let's do it. So we got the walkaway price. All right, we figured that out. Anything? Can we touch on? This is the last. I promise you, this is the last 30 seconds. Right? Can we touch on Jamon Boom, man? Because I personally, as a fan of your work, would love to see Jamon Boom continue. You know what I'm saying? And if there's anything I can do to help that continue, I would love to be a part of that. If there's anybody in the chat tonight, if you were touched by any of his work that he put up on the screen, holla at your boy, you know what I mean? Even if it's just, yo, this is better than that, you know, just feedback. It's consulting. It's saying, I like this, I don't like that. We want that. We are accepting of criticism. We're not the kind of people that are like, oh, you know, this fucking person said we suck, or give us the criticism, you know? My boy right here, Jason Ortiz, he goes by Jamon Boom. Custom artwork, custom furniture. I mean, you need a logo made, boom. You know, you need monster. He's a monster.
Thank you.
Just reach out. If anything, just all we ask is you thumb it up, you like it, you share it, and you leave us a critique.
Thank you. Yeah, you could find Jamon Boom on Instagram. I have to add more to it because what I've decided to do is that I've got Jace Monarch World just as, you know, the blog, you know, whatever the hell I'm up to. It's more personal, still yet a business account or a creator account. But Jamon Boom is where I'm going to actually been going through my hard drives, trying to find all of my past works because it was originally meant for the sale of stuff. But now that I'm not doing the actual J-Mon Boom for doing, you know, products or whatever, I'm still going to lay up stuff there so that way people can see what I have to offer. So I'm kind of like,
do not stop, my man. You showed me, you showed me, you know, like the thing with you is that you start prototypes that are finished products, and maybe they're ahead of their time, so they don't reach their potential. But man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I see something right now. I really like right now. Going back to the stock market, the S&P 500, the last company they included in 500 of the world's greatest stocks to buy into were Etsy. It's the last company that was added to the S&P 500 for the year 2020. Etsy. So a guy like you right now should have $100,000 coming in on an Etsy page.
You know what's fucking crazy is that
I'm getting 10%.
Help a motherfucker out. We increase our percentage. Come on, man.
I want is some free shit. That's all I want.
I got you, man. You ain't even got to ask, dog.
I love you, my dog. I love you, man.
For real, man. You know I got love for you. But check it out. Really quick. Not long ago, I had a run-in with someone that we had a very venomous relationship. When I say venomous, I mean dangerous. And I had not interacted with this human being in years. And you know what that person said to me that was so impactful? What got me started on J-Mon Boom, which is actually still the catalyst for what I do today. He goes, man, I don't know what's up with you. He said, out of everybody that I know, you should be the one that's making millions. And when that comes from your enemy, I'm like, still today, kind of an enemy, you have to step. I stepped back and I was like, blow back, bro. I was like, and that says something. It speaks because recognizing my abilities and the ability of even being successful beyond I don't want to say hate or disgust, but it's kind of what it is. That, come on, man, we're adults now. We speak more openly. And when he said that, I was like, damn, I need to do something, because if my enemy can recognize the potential in my strengths, then I'm sleeping, and sleep is the cousin of death. Nas, right? So, dude, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Can I sip on that real quick?
We're back Saturday night or morning.
This is a salute to my boy.
So, but J-Mon Boom, like, I guess what I can say is this. Anyone that's watching here right now, if there's anything that I learned the other day, it was from watching Adobe Max, and it was one graphic designer, and I'm not going to go into details about what he said, but it opened up my mindscape, and right now this is what I'm doing. I have a lot to offer, whether it's a product, whether it's, to give you an example, I made this for this group that I'm in, right? I gave this to a couple of people, and it says sometimes.
What does it say? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes what we need is what we fear the most. Keep strong.
Wow, bro. Can I get a set of those, bro? How much? Give me.
Yeah.
Hit me up on it. Hook me up. Give me the family price, 10% off.
Nah, it's all good. Don't worry about it.
Let me pay for materials. You know what I'm saying? Pay for materials, man. No, I'm serious, bro. Because you do some unique, abstract things that, like I'm telling you right now, Christmas is coming. I'm going to need you. I got some ideas from my parents, my daughter, my son. I got ideas.
Let me know. I try to make things that touch the heart. I like to what I say is invoke feeling in the things I create. No, I'm not, I'm not the best artist in the world as far as like, I'm proud of my abilities, right? Because there's some fucking people out there that make some crazy shit that I get envious of, and I'm escalating. I'm rising to the occasion on that. But anything that I do, I try to make sure that it's going to invoke something. So yeah, if it's with all the equipment that I have, if somebody wants to make a heartfelt video, if somebody wants, a product to be made, if there's maybe just a wallpaper, like, yo, you know what I mean? It's so-and-so's birthday and I want this person to just be out there thinking of me. Maybe it's a really nice video. Maybe Frank, we could do something like, here on Playing with Strangers. What I was thinking about the other day was doing a photo challenge. We all got these badass phones. Why don't you go ahead and send me your best portrait? of you yourself with that blur in the background. So maybe you could send it to your loved one there, and for Valentine's or whatever. Or if it's a family shot, just allow me to do something to make it intimate and display it for the world.
Pause for a second. You said photo challenge, right? So the challenge is people submit photos and then you touch them up?
Right. It's what I guess the best way to put it is we're all like we're always taking snapshots of us and everybody around us, but maybe not everybody is comfortable with putting their photo out there for the world to see. Well, I was thinking about, hey, why don't we get some heads to take photos of themselves, their favorite photos, portrait of themselves, and allow me to touch it up. So that way we can make something really, really, really nice. And, I don't know how it's going to be, like maybe a little contest, like the top 3 or maybe the number 1. And we just review a few things. And I could always do some edits really fast, like to work for the others. But you know what I mean? I want to come up with something really nice.
Speaking on that real quick, like here's my approach to it, right? Because I'm not the artist. I'm not the guy that's going to spend the time cranking this out and, taking care of the people. So product, time, materials, blood, sweat, tears, how many do you think you can do? Say we say we gave this contest 2 weeks to a month. What do you think? Is 2 weeks too short? A month? Maybe a month.
Like, right? I was thinking, I want to say like 2 weeks, so that way it would give me the time.
Here's the thing. Let me interject, Jay. Not to cut you off. I love you, my brother, but
yeah,
1 month allows you for this. The teaser goes out the first week. 1 month has 4 months. Typically 3 to 4. The teaser goes out the first month. Hey, we want your submissions. Okay. Second week is here's a snippet of the first submissions we got and examples of what we think should be dope. Third week is we got some finalists. Keep submitting because we're going to pick our winner soon. And then the fourth month of that month, the fourth week of the month, we have our winner, or and it don't have to be a winner. It could just be this is the cutoff. Like by that fourth week in the month, we're not accepting anymore. And so I ask you, we got a time frame of a month. What would be the amount you think you could pull off? Is it 3 pictures? Is it 5? Is it 10?
What, of doing editing, right?
Yeah,
if we're talking,
your time is money. You're gonna say edit, 5 to 10 to 100 photos. What are you capable of?
I like to be fair with everyone that's contributing. I mean, just being here and commenting, like, that's just, you guys are fucking great. That's the only thing I gotta say. And I don't ever want anyone to be like, hey, I said some shit in and I didn't get a fucking take out of it. Like, I would definitely try to find a way to, how can I put it, to tailor kind of like a standard, right, formatting, so that way with just a few clicks, I can make something extremely intimate. But I was thinking max 3 top photos, right, to where I want to make it deep and I want to do something that's amazing with it. And, definitely try to put some style into it, unless whoever it is, because I want to be considerate. I want to say, like, what are you really looking for in a photo that you would receive? Are you looking for something that's just very intimate, very clear, high depth? Or are you looking for something playful where it looks like fucking paint on the wall? What are you really looking for? So that way, whenever I do this.
I think you need to leave that up to you. I think you don't give them a choice,
Okay.
Because people are going to be picky and they're going to want 10, that's it. At that point, it's like, now I got to charge you for the session. I think you say photo, and I'm gonna do what I do to it as an artist, and that's it. You got your plain ass photo you sent to me, or the one that I made. Now, here's the thing: that's gonna inspire them, whether they use your photo or not. It may inspire someone else. They may show that to someone and say, "Hey, this is dope, but I would like if this happened." And at that point, you're giving out fish. You're like, "Here's a fish for you, a fish for you." Everybody's eating. Everybody's
Good
getting,
example.
you know what I mean? And those people are going to take that fish. They're going to reciprocate, share it with their people. Their artists are going to eat that fish and go, that recipe was dope. Those breadcrumbs with the little cilantro and the oregano. Wow. Okay. You're inspiring the next generation. Like, if anything, let's leave our footprint,
Yeah.
Footprint behind, you know.
Oh God, yeah.
And nobody's gonna pay for it, you know, until we prove ourselves. Then that's when they're gonna be like, this shit is worth it. You know what I mean? And that's you know, I'm gonna tell you right now, Jay, if anything I've seen that you make, it's worth it.
Thank you.
It is.
Really
it really is. It's why I backed you up from day one. I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous right now. You let me know what you need. You know what I mean? I'm here. I don't know what I could do for you. Please let me know, because this is, you know, it's a big deal when I know that I have the next like big artist right at the cusp of blowing the fuck up. You know, I'm being dead serious, man. I'm being dead fucking serious, man. The next big fucking artist to blow up is right here in confinement because of COVID. Laser etching, 3D printing, hand sculpting, hand painting, digital, whatever the fuck is going on. I'm sorry, you're a physical artist, you're a virtual artist, you're a digital artist, and you're a fucking human, bro. You know what I'm saying? And those things combined together, wow, man, wow.
I appreciate
I gotta give it up to you, man. So I don't know how to end this show off, man. But if you got any links you could share with anybody, tell them how to find you. Tell them how to find you.
Oh yeah.
Because I got nothing. I got to give to the world is this show right here. You know what I mean? 4 hours when I'm not giving away to corporate my life, and I'm not, you know, spending the other time doing whatever the fuck. This is my 4 hours when I'm not sleeping.
So
you got 4 hours too, my brother. Let's. Can you please?
The
people.
I'm going to be doing some updates to the website. I'm going to get back to doing my blogging, but you can check me out on jacemonarchworld.com. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the comment. There are links that you're going to find there. If you want to find me on Instagram, just look up Jace, J-A-I-S, right? J-A-I-S, Monarch, M-O-N-A-R-C-H, World. Just look me up there. I do have a Twitter. I really don't go on there. Mainly you're going to see like some posts that go there, but also Facebook. So I mainly stick with IG. You know, I'm always dropping stuff on IG. I haven't done so as of late, but I'm going to be working on the website so that way I could get back to writing, because I really do. Lately, I've been getting into poetry and a few other things. I'm trying to get back into things creatively, but definitely.
Hey, you know what's funny about that? Let me touch on that real quick with you, brother. A lot of people don't know Jay just said he's a poet. A lot of people don't know that he's a rapper too. This man, he got some skills. Okay, let me tell you. So, you know, he's a person. Here's somebody who touches on every medium. You know, it's almost like you're a danger to yourself. You're so fucking good at everything. You know, because your multiple personalities are gonna kick in and be like, "You're too fucking good at that, bro. Why you pulling bitches like that and I can't?" You know what I mean? Like that's what they're thinking. You know what I mean? Like how you and I can't drive a car like that. You know?
It's like sometimes I equate it to that movie Split, where it's like, you know, remember that one movie Split, where it's part of the Unbreakable storyline or whatever, Glass and all that shit. Where in that movie Split, he got multiple personalities. It's like, I'm the guy in the light right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you've ever seen that with James McAvee, but I don't know, man. I like to express
on movies, bro. We're gonna have to do a whole movie show.
You know, John gonna be jumping on that shit.
Like movies, because you got some like eclectic. You're like, you remember Siskel and Ebert?
Yeah. Come on.
Right.
Hell yeah.
For the last of the few who are tuning in right now, Google Siskel and Ebert, and this is before you could Google movies, you know.
Right. That's
anyway,
true.
my brother.
Yeah, man.
I think it is time we sign this out. I am feeling the essence of a pillow, a blanket, and I might suck my thumb tonight because you tucked me to bed. You know, I'm just like, so happy. I mean, like, you know, it's just thank you, man. Thank you. You know what? Because this has been like 7 days in the making.
Yeah.
You know, God took 7 days to make the earth. This is Sunday for us right now.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean, we are at the creation. Like, there it is.
Let there be light.
You know what I mean? So hopefully I'm not a bumbling idiot at this point, because I do like to get down on a Friday. My brother, one love, respect, dude. And let me ask you a question, man. How much you paying for that Airbnb you sitting in right now? Because I mean, it looks like an Irish cottage outside of Dublin.
Nigga, this is the fucking backdrop. What the fuck are you talking about? Fooled you. Yo, where's my After Effects guy? Where the fuck is he at? Yo,
bro, it looks like
great job, bitch.
Bro, I'm loving it. I am loving it. Okay, man. So anything we need to sign out with, man? We talked about the walkaway price. We talked about motivation, lack thereof, persistency. Persistency is persistency a word?
I don't know, but it sounds pretty good to me, Vern.
Yeah, persistency. It's a new word. It's 2020, bitches. We had a Navy SEAL on the show.
Yes, we did. He did not know, but he was here. But I guess I just want to end and sign off with this. Kind of signed off in the middle of a meeting earlier with this. And it's true. It's from the heart, all right? It's from the heart. Alfonso! Look who jumped on. Check it out.
Oh, Mr. Cartagena. Yeah. Oh, Alfonso Gadget in the house. Big up. One love.
So I told somebody tonight, I said, time. It's not a fucking currency. It's precious. You never get to buy any of that shit back. And remember that I remembered while I almost died on a damn hospital bed this year with nobody around because of that motherfucking COVID. Make sure that nobody, including yourself, abuses any precious second of that time. And always shoot for what's going to bring you joy. It's going to be hard. You're going to get tried. You're going to get tested. Sometimes I sit here on this couch in the backdrop behind me, and I'm like, I get some hard, lonely moments.
Tell him, brother.
But don't, and push, and kind of what you were talking about, the whole valuing, whatever, what we were talking about, dollar worth and all that stuff, value. Oh, even in my darkest moments, I'm like, I remember I'm valuable, and I need to put myself on that pedestal because nobody else is going to do it for me. So anyway, love your time. Time is precious. Do everything you can with the time and lift somebody up, like Frank said earlier. Find somebody this weekend to lift up.
Wow, Jason. If anybody's left in the chat, please, can I get a thumbs up for that? Can I get a heart emoji? Jason, that was brilliant. That was beautiful, my brother. Spoken like a true fucking master. I love you, my dude. It's now Saturday. I was going to say happy Friday to you, but hey, it's now Saturday. I'm glad I got to roll over the day with you. We made it past the witch's hour. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Fonzo, all the Nats. We had all kinds of Natalies today. Mr. Barrios holding it down, my dude. Who else? We had Diesta holding it down. Let's see. Big, my homie, my dude, my guy. John Avocado holding it down. Big shout out. My dude. Who else is in here? Oh man, I got
for real. Lex Luthor, Alex Gonzalez, thank you so much for peeping that for however long you was on this motherfucker. One love. Definitely Angel. I'm like, my God, I ain't heard her talk to that motherfucker in a hot minute. It's so good.
Comments. We got 81 comments on the chat, bro. So that's
nice.
Right there. Hopefully by tomorrow we'll double that 160. Jason, my brother, I love you, man. I hope to God that I get a Dímelo Coqui pendant soon. I want a Something is Better Than Nothing coaster, whatever the hell you made that was fucking amazing. And, if you want to give me like 50% off on a Samurai coffee table, I'm not what I'm saying? I'm not going to be upset at it. But I do appreciate you, my brother.
For real.
Playing with strangers. We're going to try to do this more often. I hope you guys got some motivation out of it. One love, peace, and blessings. My brother, can I borrow those headphones?
Okay, wait. We're crossing the line. Going way too far.
Shit.
I'm just kidding.
All right, with that being said, I'm wrapping it up. Jason, I love you again. Peace and blessings. Everybody in the chat. One love.
Y'all have a great night. One love.
Holding it down. We will be here next Friday. Okay?
Yep.
Next Friday, same time, same bat place.
You's all beautiful. I love you all. Thank you so much. It really meant a lot for you guys to be here. Take care.
Love. I'm hitting that now, brother. I'm gonna hit you on the chat and tell you how fucking sexy you are after this, yo. I'm gonna be all up in your DMs. Love you, Papi.
Thank you. Appreciate you.